What's up, MPX addicts, and welcome to the MPX Rehab. I am your host, the hashtag Certified Mark J. Williams, here with my co-host, as always,
the voice of the MPX addicts, Kyle Smith.
Now, you may notice there's empty seats right here, but don't worry, those will be filled in about half an hour to an hour.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
Enough time for us to do our bullshit.
Yeah, Baby D will be here soon, and yeah, if everything I've been told is correct, it's not just going to be her. That is, of course, if somebody decides he wants to get off his couch.
No, you didn't bring the couch. It ain't happening.
All right, yeah. But yeah, no, this week was MPX's Everybody Hurts, and whew,
Everybody does hurt.
This was a, honestly, I think...
Bodies hurt, feelings hurt, everyone hurts.
Prison Break felt... It felt like kind of almost a continuation of things that were going on with Purple Rain, and this one feels like the start of the new era. Yeah. Really.
It really did. This was the one, I think, Prison Break technically is what kicked off the new era, but like you said, that was all still kind of old regime, old Purple Rain, Fallout. This one here was like, nope, we had what, 3 or 4 debut? We had a lot of newer people.
1, 2.
And we had people coming back. We had, a lot of addicts kind of come back. It was, this is the true start of the new era,
Yeah, especially with the new sign in the back of the...
the beautiful neon sign.
Beautiful. Eddie Myers is an absolute just artist, genius at what he does, really. And it's like he keeps saying, it's like, oh yeah, I just slapped this together. It's like, if he slapped that together, I want to see what happens when he really tries.
Right?
Jeez.
Just slap something together we can put right here.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh. I'm not going to ask for that.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
Actually, I take it back. I'll get PR to do it.
But yeah, no, the matches and the start of the new stories and new setup and everything like that, this all really looked good. And well, let's go ahead and talk more about what happened. First match of the night, we had Red Chambers, that guy Red Chambers, taking on the Texas Chainsaw Sky to last
Saturday Night Savior.
No.
You're not getting behind that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not
Rude.
until he fucking gets better at the Facebook banter, damn it. Get better at it, Red.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love his Facebook banter.
But, it's like having the Fallout match from Purple Rain.
Prison Break.
Prison Break, in which he attacked Sky from behind and, went toe-to-toe
Going after
this week.
Going after past and present champions. He wants to prove he is the heart and soul of MPX?
Yeah, the heart and soul of the future, the Sons of Mayhem, speaking of which.
Well, yeah, spoiler.
Yeah.
Well, play into the match a little bit, damn.
Well, the match itself was, honestly, it's Red Chambers, Sky de Lacrimosa. I don't think we got to see this at MPX yet. I know it's been done other places.
It's been other places, and it's been teased in like Squid Games as they were the finals.
Yeah.
So were they? Yeah, they were the finals.
They were the finals.
Yeah. So it's been teased, and it's something that has always been on Red's checklist. I mean, he wants an actual death match, which hopefully we get. Or excessive violence match, whatever it is. Here
gets picked for the Squid Game on Netflix thing.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Good luck, man. Seriously,
that would be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. It's the chemistry has always been there for them and the other places and the times we've seen them in tags and rumbles and stuff like that. So this match was very good. And it's one of those where I enjoyed it because I also enjoyed the outcome, which probably shocks a lot of people. But the teaming of Jacob, don't like the name, but Jacob. I'm not referring to the judge. I can't. It's just I don't know.
After being told what I was told about how that came about, I'm not going to argue. But still, I can't get behind it. I'm sorry.
I would have preferred Big J.
Yeah.
Big
J, or hell, I was calling him Giant Jacob Lindsay for a while.
He's not giant, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not really. But, Big J would have worked. But, yeah, that's the judge I just can't get behind. But I love him and Red together, and I love the fact that it's Sons of Mayhem.
Yeah.
Because, like I had said for Dalton, Kid Mayhem is what he should go by. Because he is the last graduate at Kirby. And like I said, he should come out, jacket, music, Kool-Aid thing, pretty much miniature Kirby. That's honestly what I think Dalton should do.
Yeah. Absolutely, I completely agree. But that's if he gets booked again, because I know that.
There's child labor laws in place now.
I know that certain people are uncomfortable with the idea of a minor being in the ring like that. But still, I thought, I was like, especially
sometimes it works. Look at Ray.
Yeah, true. Give us one moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have somebody's gonna be having to cross the camera real quick. Sorry about this.
Sorry, y'all.
That's what happens when your studio is between somebody's office and bedroom.
Could have just army crawled under. Jeez.
Live entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MPX Rehab.
But yeah, I'm enjoying the Sons of Mayhem, and then also given the announcement we had to start the night with the tag titles are vacant, so now we have what I've always wanted, the tag tournament.
Oh yes.
Not the tag tournament I would want, because I like one night tournaments. I get why we don't do it. We draw it out.
We get bitched at enough with having this many tag
matches. I'm excited, especially with the names given for the tag tournament, which they got. Which that
you like
also,
7/8 of it.
What tag team? Huh? Oh yeah. I like again. You need a team. They're there. It's cool. We'll talk about that later. But no, I also enjoyed the nice friendly banter with Richard and Ernie.
Oh yeah,
going in.
Ernie has really just kind of settled into being part of the show as much as anything else.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Fine, 2 teeth. And I felt every time Richard's like, fine, 14. He just stared right at me. I'm like, oh, he knows. He knows this is all for me. I'm excited.
No, what's funny is the fact that is like everybody's like, oh, it's just perfect for Kyle. I was like,
yep.
I've been right here this entire time talking about how much. Yeah, no, I'm with him 100%. I love tag team wrestling. A tag team tournament would be fantastic. I agree completely. But it's like, no, it's all,
Yeah, but remember, everyone likes me more. So.
They also hate you more. So that's why I keep getting the phone calls about, why did Kyle fuck up this time?
Yep. Because for some reason, people don't talk to me. It's weird.
Even when they're concerned about you, they call me. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they'll call you or call Pat. That's like, guys, you can also reach out to me. And I did have some reach out to me. So I was kind of shocked by a couple of them. I was like, oh, damn. Yeah. I was just trying to vent, guys. I'm sorry. Figured no one read Twitter. Shit, I was wrong. But anyways, yes. Yeah, Sky and Red. Jacob coming out. The judge.
Ending like the match for DV.
Kudos to wearing fucking leather jacket all night. God damn.
Lord. It's like he comes out.
You're going to lose a shitload of weight, though.
It's like, how are you not dying? What's funny is after the show, he's like, I'm dying.
Yeah. Well, live the gimmick, brother.
No, hey.
But yeah, no, it's one of those where Reds always kind of needed a little work and a little help on the mic. I thought he did very good with that promo and cutting the Sons of Mayhem and everything like that. I thought he did really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like, honestly, Red is one of those guys that I can only see him getting better as he's able to cut more promos, as he's given more time on the mic, not just here at MPX, but also elsewhere. It's like, hey, we can get him at like Red River or Texoma, or get him over at New Texas or something like that, where he can just, talk to them, talk to the camera, talk to the audience, everything like that. He's just going to get better at that.
Yep.
He really is. I mean, I make jokes about him needing to get better about the Facebook banner, but it's like he is getting better.
He is. So yeah, I'm excited to see, and we'll get into it next week. But where the Sons of Mayhem go?
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that, to see where that's going to go. My armchair booker mind is like, yeah.
I know. I've already
the second round.
Yeah, I've already looked at. No.
You don't even think they're going to get to the second round.
No, and that's what I hate about it, is because it's like, even if they do get to the second round, it's like you have this great new tag team that you're pushing and done.
Yeah.
It's one of those where but again, you look at every team in there, and we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
But you look at all that team, and I sit there, and again, I try the book, or I think what's going to happen. I'm like, well, no, that kills that. Well, no, this is just coming back. Well, no, they just form. What the fuck are we doing? Like, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens, because I think that's what I love most about this, is when I can't guess where it's going or I can't figure it out, that's usually what's the best.
Yeah, I have no clue who's going to be the winner of this tournament, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I just like, despite how much I look at things, maybe after this first round, I'll get an idea.
Right.
But before then, I've got no clue. Then our second match was honestly something I've wanted to see for a while. Dylan Smasher coming out to his own music.
Yep.
Singles wrestler, honestly, we keep saying it and saying it and saying it, but it's like this time it felt more like it actually was happening.
Yep.
Dylan Smasher having a singles run, absolutely amazing. Like,
Yes.
I really think the dude,
He's so good.
Yeah.
And I honestly think, and I may be wrong, but for MPX, I don't think it's from lack of trying. The dude is booked a lot of places.
oh yeah, no, he is.
He is very busy. But having Dylan as a singles guy in MPX, you could definitely do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me, and a lot of newer addicts won't get this, but he reminds me a lot of Victor Tadlock. The size, the agility, the meanness, like he is something that I think you could build a company around as like the big monster heel. Even though he's not big, it's the persona he gives.
Yeah, he's it's like he's one of those guys that he's big, he's short, or he's big, he's short, but he has that personality that makes him bigger.
Yes,
I mean, it's like honestly, it's also a lot of what I want to see out of Iron Belly.
Yeah,
it's like he can have that personality. I know the man well enough to know he can have that bigger than life personality.
Yeah, but yeah, Dylan coming out like you said, own music, nice ring gear, and then I mean the match itself. I mean, we've seen it before, but this was something. Yeah. You could tell this was something different for both of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dmitry Alexandrov, the bear fighter, honestly is like this.
Which
Kings
I mean,
Road
you look at
Texas Strong Style.
Exactly, and you look at Dimitri's work just in the past 2 months, and I always say Dimitri's one of the best. But you can tell when he kicks it into another gear, and I feel the past 2 months he has stepped up his game even more than it already was. And the match he had with Dylan, I don't want to say it shocked me because I know they're both talented, but that match was so good. And it was impressive to see those two guys work each other. And it's one of those, it reminds me kind of Casey and Tommy Dean, something that kind of started out that, they'll fight once, maybe twice. I want to see them fight forever. Like Dimitri and Dylan could be a great feud, and it would be also, again, a good way to kind of get Dylan pushed singly.
Yeah.
Because the match itself both of their matches were good. If it wasn't for the shoulder in the first one with Dylan, this one obviously was better, but both matches are phenomenal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's also the fact that Dimitri's already got his rivalry going right now.
Yeah,
as he's after the match,
he wants Brixton.
Grabbed the mic and said, "It's like I don't care about Dylan Smasher. I don't care about this, that, or the other thing. I only want Brixton Shaw."
Which what did Brixton really do?
You mean other than get into the ring after being eliminated, pull his finisher on Dimitri, and then pull Tommy on top of him to get the pin?
Yeah, it happens. But no, that's again, Brixton and Dimitri is going to be a hell of a slugfest too. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah. Then after that, we had the vignette of Gabe meeting with Civil Disorder, or at least the final boss,
with Exodus
Prime, talking about, hey,
which I think that was
we should do this.
I think that was my favorite thing in the vignette that cracked me up was Kari's girl. Yeah, I already talked to Kari about it. No, you didn't. Oh my God, that made me laugh so hard. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, no, it was hilarious.
But yeah, no, it was something where we could see where this was going. The only thing I don't like about it now is, well, now that it's just Kari and Exodus, it's not really Civil Disorder. It's just Prime Flight now.
Well, I mean, they can't use, I guess because Kari can't use Top Flight anymore. Prime Flight is, they have to change that. Top
Flight's a tag team. He used it singly. It's fine.
I agree.
Difference.
I'm not disagreeing, but I see the logic, is what I'm saying.
No, I do too. And Prime Flight, has a lot to Top Flight. I like Civil Disorder, and it's probably because it's the only way we've seen it, but I like it as a faction.
Yeah.
Like, I would love for them to bring in some new blood. I believe Exodus isn't, but I think Kari has another stable group he's with. If you bring maybe one and two of them over.
I know Exodus has the group over in All Pro of personal property or something.
Oh, no, I thought that was Kari.
No, that's Exodus.
Oh, they're both in it then. Okay. Yeah, it's POS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, never mind. They're both in it. So yeah, bring one or two of them over. But then again, they're already a group. It's a faction. One, I like factions. I like stables. I grew up in the fucking Attitude Era.
Yeah.
That's all we had.
It
Everyone.
was faction warfare all
Exactly.
the time.
And it was
fantastic.
great.
You don't even have to book all of them for the same show.
No. But yeah, it just, maybe add something to it. Again, they're a great tag team. But again, with the sticky white substance being removed, we no longer have that dominant, stable faction in MPX. You can make an argument for XV, but we've seen them 2 or 3 times.
And they're not really as a fact.
And not in MPX, faction. They're not.
Yeah.
So that is lacking.
And even management has, significantly just broken up. I mean, now, spoilers, Richard's got the boys, but, it's like...
Which I'm really shocked you didn't go with. I gave you the line. They're, dick boys. But no, you didn't go with it. I was kind of shocked.
I was fed the line by Plan C. Richard finally got a pair.
Yeah, that was a good one, too. It was funny.
He did word it as Dick finally got a pair. I'm like, you know what? I'm supposed to be the one who doesn't cross
exactly.
on main line, so...
But no, I'm super excited for the boys because again, this is kind of what I was getting to, which I went off on a whole tangent. It's really weird. I haven't drank yet. I'm more all over the place than normal. But anyways, that was my original point. Is we kind of saw the boys reunited coming. We just thought it was kind of going to be the other way. We thought Tommy and Gabe were going to be like faces and go against everyone. No, now they're, which I'm kind of happy for because Gabe. I love Gabe as a face, but Gabe as a heel is so much better. To me, I look at it like Triple H. Triple H was a fine face, but as a heel, god damn, you couldn't touch that man.
I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I thought I was finally going to be able to, as the certified mark, cheer for Gabe finally, but no.
So having Gabe, do that, I think it's great. And then I also, which I know you disagree, I love this Tommy Prince we have. I love the mannerisms, the speech, everything he's doing. Again, I do think Tommy's a better face, but his heel work is good. And just having them together, it's amazing. Yeah. So I'm excited for it. It's, like I said, it's not the way. Yeah, she's there because even Gabe said, I know. So I think that's also going to be good for... Everyone's already going to shit on me because they know how much I love Gabe. Having Gabe with Hilda, I think, is going to help her so much because there's a lot he's going to teach her. Not even just by talking to her, but just by being there, ringside and stuff like that.
She won't have to play one note just to play to Tommy.
So
she can play to Gabe as well.
I think it's going to help her tremendously. Yeah. I'm super excited for the boys to come back, and like I said, I'm excited that they stayed heel because I think Tommy's doing great, and I like it. And Gabe, he's a better heel. It's great.
He's a fantastic heel. I just saw a natural face turn coming, and they said, nope.
Yeah, because again, what we always think's happened, the MPX manager says, fuck you, you're wrong. And we're like, okay, cool. Yeah, you know what? You were right.
I don't hate it.
Right, no. It's the better call. But yeah, having Gabe removed from Civil Disorder, and then, of course, like we said, spoiler, sets up stuff later.
But then Exodus Prime had his match against the incoming El Constructor, which kind of makes me sad because now that means that Mr. Fix-It can't ever come into MPX, at least not anytime soon.
Yeah, or fucking Rob the Builder.
Oh yeah, him too. But
he was good. I kind of miss him. He was an ACW guy, but man, he was good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
But this match, it was okay.
It was all right.
Exodus is the final boss is
Exodus is always gonna, even if the guy is subpar. I don't mean it, but even if the guy is subpar, Exodus is going to get a good match out of him. May not be great, may not be, but Exodus has that line that he's always going to have a solid match. He's not going to let his opponent drag him down.
You would have to seriously fuck up to have a bad match.
Exactly. So anytime Exodus on the card, you're going to get a solid match. May not be the greatest match like Exodus and Jerome, but you're going to get a solid match. Yeah. Because again, like I said, Exodus is not going to let anyone take him down. Yeah. So the match itself was fine. I did enjoy, Gabe just coming out, watching, and then that little stare down with him and Exodus, like, okay, yeah, you were here, but I still did on my own. You're still kicked out. And then Gabe getting the mic. And again, Gabe, if people would just let him talk, he's good. There's some people that, yes, they need kind of like a mouthpiece. Gabe, I don't think is one of those. I think that's one thing that kind of hurt Gabe in Civil Disorder it was all, which again, X is phenomenal on the mic.
Yeah.
But man, Gabe can talk too. And even when it was just Gabe and Kari, it was usually always Kari. And it's like, guys, let Gabe speak. Gabe's good.
Yeah.
And I think this proved it.
Yeah, definitely. Because, of course, after the match with Exodus, of course, winning, Tatum comes out and gets into Gabe's face.
Which, again, someone else great on the mic.
Yeah. Well, that's actually, he was actually the reason why I was saying is like Red needs to be able to have that time to be able to go out and be on the mic, do more vignettes, do more, go to different shows, do vignettes for a different version of himself there and everything like that. Because look at what it did for Tatum.
Yep.
Tatum comes in, it's like at MPX, he's 1 in a million Tatum Manning, the Menage a Trois bit and everything like that. Then he goes to All Pro, he's a member of the Chili Boys, and he's doing that. Then he goes to Lucha Brutal, and he's a member of Cox, and he's able to do that. Yes, there's a running theme of him kind of being a frat boy, but
which I think is hilarious when you actually know Tatum.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Tatum doesn't like to say this, but he's kind of a nerd.
Yeah. No, like what everyone thinks Tatum is. No, that's Casey.
Yeah.
But no, like again, and I mean, you immediately saw it because I was super pissed off that your champion, your MPX champion, is
the main event.
Not the main, not even just not the main event. He's on before intermission.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily a throwaway match either.
No.
Like one, it's a good match. Two, it was to help push the whole Gabe storyline. Like, yes, we could have saved. I mean, again, I'm not management. I don't know how to lay out a wrestling show, but I felt that's something that we could say, even just for the co-main. Yeah. That is something we could have done to wait.
What? That was the halfway point main. That was like the one where people can talk about that while they're.
Yeah, still, you know how I am with the title. Just that's.
Yeah, I know. I get you on that, and I'm not saying you're.
And well, that was the other thing I immediately hated to begin with too. When we saw the also appearing, why is your MPX champion on the also appearing? No, he either he has a thing by himself, or he has an actual match. Your champion should not be also appearing. I just that threw me too.
They were going with that makes sense.
Yeah.
But and of course that also does lead to kind of a rivalry between him and whatever tag team partner he's going to have for the tournament, and the boys.
Oh yeah, partner.
Yeah.
We all know
it's going to be Corey.
It's got to be Corey.
If it's not Corey, I'll be actually surprised.
Well, I say that, but then. He's been teaming lately a lot with the other two, Mason and Dylan.
Yeah.
Because that was the Hell and Back match. It was those three.
Yeah.
Look, and they could swerve us all. It could be fucking Derek Clausen. Who knows? That
might be problematic if they happen to go up against the boys.
We'll see.
Man.
I don't know why. Tommy's not Derek Clausen. I don't know why people keep saying that. They're completely different guys.
No. It's just those two have such hatred for each other.
They do.
They might get a double counter or something like that.
Tommy Prince hates Derek Clausen.
Oh, Derek Clausen hates Tommy Prince too. Jeez.
But no, I highly think it most definitely will be Corey. I wouldn't mind Mason.
I actually especially wouldn't mind it being Mason because I haven't seen him in a bit.
Yeah. I've only seen Dylan a couple of times, and I wasn't that impressed. I wouldn't mind seeing him again. And it's a tag match, so you can see.
It's like first off, it's a tag match. Second, he's only going to get better if he can only get better if he does more.
I mean, it also kind of makes me eat my words. Where I was like, the Chili Boys and Tatum will never be a thing in MPX, and here we are, where apparently it is going to be fucking thing in MPX.
Because between the Addicts and Tatum himself, it's not getting dropped.
Fucking multiverses colliding. I don't like it. But, can't Tatum 69 stay over there away from this version of Tatum? Goddamn. Yes, I did throw out a random number and it's 69. I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's like, honestly, hell, it could be a curveball. We'll get JP Coolidge.
Oh shit! I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Oh, bring back the original. Bring back fucking Menage a Trois. It's CJ.
Oh yeah, get CJ back. Watch them go all the way, win the tag belts. And
I think I even fucking joked. I was like, oh, it could be the Penguin. And someone goes, oh, you mean Chili? I go, the Penguin's got a fucking name? I was like, damn. But yeah, and of course it makes sense because Chili Willy, so.
Yeah. But yeah, Tatum winning this match, honestly.
And it was a good match.
It was a good match. It was a fantastic
match. It was great.
Match. Tatum winning made perfect sense and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it's like this is what felt like it was building up towards that. Like I said, that natural
Yep.
face turn and everything. And
Yeah,
then
he just got kicked out of Civil's Order. He pretty much just got berated on the mic and lost. It's like, oh.
berated on the mic. He got, punished by Richard the previous week. And then, just all this stuff going on. And then, after we came back from intermission, we had Michael Schaefer, the leading man.
That was photoshopped, Courtney. That didn't happen.
What? Where?
Apparently, Derek was holding the Addicts Championship. No, that's photoshopped.
No. Derek stole the Addicts Championship to basically get revenge for Tatum after Tommy stole his MPX Championship.
That makes sense.
That's what happened.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Tommy had to go get it back from him. I heard it was a huge fight. The cops got called. Richter 5-0 was there.
God. All right.
Okay, moving on. Michael Schaefer versus the incoming Rook Tyler. And
Little Zero.
Yeah, I was like, yes, the dude looks like he's Zero's little brother. And the thing is, the fact that his gimmick is, 80s rock and everything like that just makes it even more.
I mean, there's a new pub crawler, right? Isn't that exactly where we're going with this?
I could see that. I could really actually
There's
see
our
that
dominant faction.
the pub crawlers just...
A bunch of Irish people who want to... Well,
Get
just
Tyler
for the
Jett in
story,
on that.
Rook is, Irish. I don't know if he is or not, but
Well,
just
Rook is an Irish name, so
Yeah, there we go.
I've seen him on Facebook. I've seen him on the internet and everything like that. Haven't gotten to see clips or anything like that of Rook, and so I will admit he's green. He's from a certain place. I was
Didn't have AP
concerned.
strikes, though. They were great. Strikes were good.
Great. He was fantastic. I noticed one flub, and that was one where I'm looking at that going, I don't think that could have been avoided with the way that happened.
Yeah. And again, is there anyone better than Schaefer really to kind of try someone new?
Yeah.
Because Schaefer is hands down probably the most underrated big man in wrestling, not even just in MPX, not just Texas, and I would say most underrated big man in wrestling today.
I agree with that.
Him and Remedy are two of the best big men in wrestling, and I don't think they get the credit that they deserve.
No, definitely not. I mean, Remedy kind of gets the credit. You see him, depending on whether he's a face or a heel.
Well, and that's the thing. I think it took people forever to finally give Remedy his credit, and and he started getting it when he was done, and then of course he came back.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Schaefer's been solid ever since I've seen him, and people just for some reason I can kind of sleep on him.
I've gotten to see, the matches he was in when he and Larry were the manliest men alive, and then the Kingsmen, and now, it's like him being the Kingsman and everything like that. He's, dude's been solid for years.
Schaefer's good. So again, it's
and
one
I say
of those.
This, yes, I'm a fan.
But yeah, it's one of those. I think we always talk about the pillars and stuff like that, and Schaefer's one of those that you have someone come in, give them Schaefer, see what they can do.
He'll get next year.
But yeah, it was great. The match itself was good. I was very impressed with her because again, same thing. Seeing a lot of them, seeing a couple of clips here and there that he's posted. That is one thing I'll give credit to that school, and it may not be the school teaching them, but those kids know how to fucking promote themselves.
Oh yeah, no, they're fantastic.
So I had seen and heard of Rook, way before this. But no, I was thoroughly impressed seeing him live.
Yeah.
So
no, what was funny is I was talking to Zero after their show and looked at him and said, "You never told me you had a little brother." And Zero got mad at me. He thought I was making fun of Rook, and I'm like, "No, dude, I love the guy. He's great."
Right.
Because he's like, "No, Rook is awesome. Rook is fantastic. Don't you dare talk shit about him." Like, I'm not.
No,
dude.
you forget we like you.
Yeah, I'm comparing him to one of my favorites. Why are you mad?
But yeah, it was a good match. I was thoroughly impressed, and I guess it was what King took Rook. Wasn't that your little joke thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I will admit the flubbing on mainline, that was 100% real. I had no idea what he was trying to do. I'm trying to concentrate on the camera. And he's like, and then he just puts his hand out. I'm like, huh? What? Oh, that's what you want me to do. Okay. Yeah. So then after that, we had Mikey B taking on Matt Locke.
His best friend.
Best friends fighting with Dylan Smasher in Locke's corner, of course.
Locke's real best friend.
And
although they don't have shirts together, you know, that kind of hurts.
The fact that it's like I loved the fact that Mikey came out and once again he didn't want to fight Matt Locke.
No,
he didn't want to fight him last time they went toe to toe. So you know, it's like it's just.
You never want to fight your best friend. Yeah,
it's his best friend. But he made a stipulation. If you want this fight, if you really want to fight me, here's a stipulation. If I win, you drop Dylan Smasher and become my tag team partner for the tag team tournament.
Yeah.
And I'm like, admittedly, there's like a giant red flag. I'm sitting here going,
oh yeah. As soon as that was announced, I think we all knew what was happening.
Yeah. And it's, but then again, that's one of those things that predictable doesn't mean bad.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's like, especially with how it happened.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's, you know, Mayhem Mafia is something that everyone loves. Mm-hmm. But like we're saying, we want Dylan to kind of get pushed singly. They did this, and you kind of saw a little stare down with him and Matt. So it's like, oh, maybe this is kind of how we split Mayhem Mafia for a bit to have
Dylan
them go
on,
single,
have that incredible singles run
go
we keep
together.
About.
Yeah. So yeah,
I mean,
and
hell,
the matches.
That's how the bar formed.
Yeah.
They hated each other, but kept getting thrown together, and then eventually they found that common ground.
And Cesaro and Sheamus was a great tag team.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. I thought that was one of the last best things before I stopped watching.
But yeah, that's the thing. It was a good match. Also, kudos to fucking Matlock. He's got 9 staples. Well, at that time, had 9 staples in his head and still went out there. I mean, it looked like a fucking zipper.
Dude that is a tough man. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, I mean, we already knew that Texas Strong Style, like we keep talking about, but you know, it's like just
But yeah, it was great. And then it's one of those where like, what is their team name?
BFF.
Yeah, I guess. But
I liked mine. The Bestie Boys come out to fight for your right to party.
Yeah, that's kind of good.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
But hey, I'm not the booker, so you know, BFF. That'll work.
When they're also like pop and lock or something.
Yeah, pop and lock, pop lock and drop if you get Tommy Dean in there, because you know Matlock would love to.
Oh yeah, he's gonna drop Tommy Dean. Apparently, the card says the tag name is BFF.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they actually went with BFF.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, this
is it like the Just Friends where it's best friends forever, and it's like a picture of them as cats. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it should be. And if you've never seen Just Friends, one of the best Christmas movies ever.
Then they need to come out to And I Swear.
Yep, exactly.
It's a good 90s boy band type thing.
Yeah.
So it's perfect for Mikey, and you know.
Yep, that's exactly what they need to do. And Mikey B is going to love us. Matlock hates us. Already more than he did.
Yep.
Because we made him sit here and do a show with us.
Yep. But the way this match ended, honestly, I think was probably, you know, story-wise, it was probably the best ending for it.
Yep.
The fact that Dylan was trying his best to make sure Matt didn't lose and then got found out. And because, you know...
The referee should not put his hands on the
ref
performer.
did his job. He is allowed to break up illegal holds, and you know, somebody who's not involved in the match holding on to somebody who is, that's an illegal hold.
Yep, that's exactly. But it was, you know, it was good. Yes, I'm talking shit about you.
Of course, yeah. I'm sure.
Dylan didn't attack Nick. What are you talking about? Nick attacked Dylan.
Yeah, I said, you know, yeah.
But yeah, it just gives to more story for our great tag team rep.
Yeah, and it was like, and that's one of the things that I'm just going. It's like I don't know who's going to advance and who's going to stay, you know, because there's nothing in here that is obvious, and I like it.
Other than one person, other than one team, at least for me.
True. But let's talk about the main event before we get into that. The
main event already happened. It was Tatum and Gabe.
The other main event, the MPX Addicts Championship match. The Mad Prince, the MPX Addicts Champion, and Mr. MPX, I'm not saying the other one, with Hilda in his corner, taking on the true
Metro
hero of
Prince
MPX,
Wrestling?
Casey Clay.
You can't say Metro Prince Wrestling?
I can't do it.
Is it like Saturday Night Savior or just something about it you don't like?
Yes, but it's different. Which... Yeah, no, that is it. That is a rant for off camera because I don't want to, you know, sound like I'm shitting on anybody.
But no, I love I love how, even, Casey pointed out, he goes, cool, I get punished by a title shot? Awesome.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because immediately when I said that, everyone's like, it didn't say for the title. I'm like, I'm almost positive, which I'll admit, I'm very bad about reading the graphics. Mm-hmm. I just see the picture.
I was pretty sure it said for the MPX Addicts Championship as well. And
Yeah.
then Cody announced it. And
Yeah, exactly. So, and I mean, your champ's there. Why not have him? Yeah, anyways.
But, this match, it was really good because
It is.
you had the whole thing of, Casey just, powering through every heel move that Hilda and Prince go into and everything like that.
Well, he's a hero.
Yeah, exactly. No, and he was a true superhero.
Yep.
And it took like one of the ultimate underhanded moves for Tommy to be able to.
And they both have shared it on Instagram and Facebook. That curb stomp, man, Casey sold that beautifully. Mm-hmm. That was amazing. I've watched that so many times. The precision and the turning and the way he stood, just beautiful. It was amazing. And again, these are two phenomenal athletes. And I consider, like, I know Tommy was elsewhere, but no, he's MPX. He's ours. Mm-hmm. And Casey, obviously, homegrown. And the amount of talent we have that is so young, like Tommy, like Gabe, like Casey, like Reg, even Jacob, for as little as he's done, how good they all look coming out.
They do, yeah.
The future is so bright in Texas wrestling and mainly for us, for MPX. Mm-hmm. And it's great to kind of see them develop and come up. Because if you remember, they've had moments here and there, but this, to my knowledge, was the first singles match.
I think.
And it was amazing.
Yeah. And, of course, with Travis being knocked out, and we'd already seen Nick being knocked out because I think it was...
wasn't that Locke and Dylan?
I think it was, Locke and Dylan or something.
Actually, I think it was just Dylan. I think Locke walked out angry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we
Poor
had no
Nick
refs.
got his,
Everyone wanted Carl.
Yeah.
Carl's not there,
there was
guys.
even a chant for it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, not there. And so what happens? Gabe's going to come protect his little brother.
Yeah. And like I said, it's like this is where that twist, that swerve that we weren't really looking for.
Right.
Not forward to, but not looking for, happened, in which he's like, oh, okay, that I guess that makes sense, because then Tommy wins the match. Richard comes out and says, "My boys,
Yep.
Gabe and
exactly.
Gabe and Tommy." I'm like, okay,
and it was great.
We'll see where this goes.
Amazing.
Smasher beat Nick up.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
That was that was like the one detail I'm sitting there going, I don't remember who this was. I think someone's here.
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, okay, cool.
I heard the knock. I was like, just come in, because I'm sitting here.
All of our behind the camera people. Yes, those are the boys.
Yep.
But it's like I'm looking forward to where this is going to go, and this definitely does feel like the start of a new era.
Exactly. So it's going to be great.
It's just you.
It's just me.
Oh well, I just what I was affording for the possibility.
He was going to come.
Then he realized he had to sit by Jane. He's like, no.
I figured Baby D would sit next to me and Jamie would sit next to me.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. Either that or he'd sit next to me just so he could beat up on me the whole night.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, yep, he's already in love. Good choice, boy.
Smell my puppies on me.
Oh, yeah. But, ladies and gentlemen, Baby D!
What's up, guys?
The OG queen of MPX, although I'm pretty sure somebody on AEW might, argue with us on that.
Oh, Athena?
Yeah.
No, there was actually a match. He sent Athena away.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
Is that not how it happened?
That's not how
Pretty sure that's how I remember it.
Unfortunately, that was before my time, so I don't know exactly.
You know that's not how it happened.
Pretty sure it was. Weren't you her last match and you won?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was like, that's exactly how it happened. you sent her.
Oh, yeah. No, she's...
I love Athena. The doggies fell in love with me.
Yes. They are the bravest guard dogs to ever hide behind you, but Everybody Hurts was a really good one. Catching Fire this Saturday. Tag team tournament starting. And actually, it's perfect timing for you to be here for that because you're a multi-time tag team champion at MPX.
Yes. Multi-time, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just give me 1 moment.
2, 3. Yeah, what, 3 times?
I think so.
That sounds about right.
You had 2 with Kirby and then 1 with Phoebe, right?
Well, Phoebe was a sabotage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And
Y'all
Lucha
never
Brutal.
did win them at
Yeah.
MPX.
But I think I've won it 3 times with Kirby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
think.
Punch Drunk Love was just, that.
Yeah, we're that good. Even though it was a
The
throwback.
comeback. Yeah, the comeback.
The
I remember
comeback.
that. Which I love.
love
Y'all actually came out to the music.
Yes, that was
Yes,
great.
that was just for you.
I know.
I was calling it a reunion tour. He's like, it's comeback, yeah.
Comeback.
Okay.
It's the comeback.
But so I guess you could weigh in on how how you think this is going to go. I know you don't watch a whole lot of MPX, or at least I know Jamie doesn't.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I don't watch a lot of wrestling in general.
That's fair.
Jamie now, on the other hand, watches a lot of wrestling. I follow a lot more MPX than Jamie does.
Yeah.
So let's be honest.
Yeah.
So you got the boys back, I heard.
Yeah,
right?
the boys are back, and they're going to be taking on Horsepower. I actually wonder if their manager's going to be there.
No.
No? You don't think he's going to be there?
You can't. No. Again, keep the universes separate.
Yeah, true.
Here, he's a ref. He's a beloved ref. That's all.
Yeah, we
Wait,
love
what?
Carl, but I agree.
there-
Carl's the Horsepower manager.
Ooh, I'm so lost.
Yeah. things have
That's
happened.
okay.
It's only been like 2 times though, hasn't it?
Oh, it's actually been a few times.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly at
I know New Texas was one, and then
All Pro. Mostly at All Pro.
I love you too, Tony.
Didn't Lucha Brutal have one
Hey,
too?
Tony's watching. Yay.
Yes, they have a manager, and it's Carl, but that's never going to happen at MPX, please.
Yeah.
Please keep universes separate.
I can tell
We've
you
already
right
got
now
Tatum as a chili boy. Don't bring other things into it.
Aww. I love the fact that you wanted to keep shows separate. It's so amazing.
Whereas I'm actually kind of on the other side. I actually like the idea of shows actually intermingling.
Okay, I see where you're coming
It
from.
would be one thing if it kind of like been that way, but since Tatum was such a huge name here already, it's like, no, let him be him. He doesn't need to be part of this group.
Well,
That's kind of my thing now.
He's kind of co-leader of the Chili Boys and everything
No.
with Corey.
Yeah.
Okay, time out. Time out. I see where you're coming from, okay? You want to kind of, it's in Dallas, some of the fans go to the same shows, blah, 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 blah. I just don't feel like it's enough fans to justify them bringing in a group and saying, okay, this, and reorganizing everything based upon that. I think that I agree with Kyle. It has to stay separate.
Yeah, no, I can see that and agree with that. But it's just, like you said, I'm on the other side of that argument.
Well,
but
to me,
it would have to be done right to begin with.
And the other thing too that would bother me is if, say, Carl does become the manager for Horsepower at MPX, he can never be a ref again.
Yeah, that
like
would be one of
that's
the bigger
you
problems.
can't do that.
I mean,
At least for me, I can't.
Given the
my
fact
mind
that
can't do
Legacy's
that.
coming back, he's like
Exactly, manage them there.
Yeah.
I mean, you only.
But Horsepower versus the Boys. This one I think is gonna be really good because it's like I do think Horsepower is good. I know you're not the hugest fan of them as a team.
Singly,
as a team.
I was gonna say singly, I like them. As a team, the 3 times I've seen them, they just something's not there. I don't like it. One, I think the name is dumb because yes, I get why they named it that way, but one of them's no longer a cowboy. The other one very rarely does a speeding gimmick anymore. So what's the point? It's just it's never really
That's why
drawn
they were
me.
called Horsepower?
Yeah, because he was, the
Cowboy,
cowboy,
Old Town
concrete
Road.
cowboy, and he was some power glider, hang glider, whatever it was called, which was
Should've
supposed to
been
be
the Drift
racing,
King.
but wasn't. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
So I never really dug it to begin with.
That's why I thought Carl was actually a really good choice for a manager for him because he was a mechanic.
But then again, how many people actually know that? They know he's a ref.
True.
So yeah, I just never really dug it separately. Seeing them singly, yeah, they're both talented.
Yeah.
As a team, just never really clicked for me. So yeah, I'm super excited to see the boys move on.
Okay.
That's the only one that he's got a specific call on. Because then, of course, we
Probably.
also have the Lost Boys versus the Sons of Mayhem.
Oh, isn't that like Red Chambers and
The
I don't.
judge.
Shrek, as
Jacob.
Matt Long calls
Oh,
him.
I call him like the Tatum brother.
Yeah. Tatum XL is what a lot of people call
Yeah.
him. So.
Yeah. Okay. So Lost Boys or Red Chamber. I'm gonna go the Sons of Mayhem.
The Sons of Mayhem.
See, and it's one of those where, yes, I'm torn because everyone knows I love the Lost Boys, but we just built this tag team and we gave them a little platform. We're giving them a push. It only makes sense to have them win this to go on.
But at the same time, especially with the way that things have been going with Sky, the fact that the only reason he hasn't definitively won a match against Red right yet at MPX is because things keep happening from behind.
Well, okay, and that's the other thing you keep talking about is, Red can do him himself. Now that he's in a tag team, he's not by himself, but if they win by themselves, you kind of have to drop that, don't you?
Not entirely, because remember he won his first match as the Saturday Night Savior or whatever in a tag team match because Dad was there. I spend way too much time paying attention to the continuity of Metroplex Wrestling, so
I agree.
We all do.
oh no, I've had it's like, oh yeah, no, it's like, of course it makes sense that these two would go up against each other because back here 4 years ago.
Yeah. Don't do that.
It's the way my brain works. Sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, so it is. It's one of those where I could see going either way, just me overthinking and booking. I'm like, no, we're pushing something, man. We just got it started. I don't think they're going to the tournament, but it's like, have them lose the first round doesn't make sense to me. So.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how that
And of
goes.
course, I love the Lost Boys, so I'm like, well, that kind of sucks.
And of course, we've got Civil Disorder, which now is just the final boss, Exodus Prime, and the reincarnation of Excellence, Kari Wright, who's reincarnating again after his match with Remedy.
Yeah.
He's alive this time.
Well,
Taking on.
unless it's like a weekend at Bernie's and someone's just going to parties.
Weekend at Bernie's 2, it's a voodoo spell.
There you go.
Gosh.
Why do you agree to do this? You regret this now, don't you?
Just a bit.
No, not really.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see how it makes it.
And we've talked at length about the fact that they're going to be taking on Tatum Manning and a mystery partner of his choice. And
Mystery partner. We
know
all
it's
know.
We all at least know it's going to be one of the Chili Boys. We're not entirely sure which one it's going
It
to
is
be.
98.9% sure it's Corey.
I agree. I agree. And
What if it's me?
Are you a chili boy?
No,
That
but
would
what
be
if it's
great.
me? What if I'm the mystery partner?
that would
That
be
would be
fantastic.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But he's already said chili boy, I think.
Yeah, well, you said it's going to be chili.
Oh, I don't know. See, I was just joking.
But it's like, I will say, on the one hand, I loved the interaction between Exodus and Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, I kind of goes against a little bit of what Kirby used to teach and what some other wrestlers, bigger wrestlers talk about when doing promos. He just made it to where this match is kind of inconsequential. Because if Tatum and whoever his partner is win, he's beaten Exodus yet again.
Unless he beats Kari.
Well, even if he's talking.
But see,
Silver
that's the
Sword.
other thing. My whole thing is, again, it's very minor, and I'm probably the only one it pisses off. Your champion doesn't need another title, especially a tag title. Like I don't like the fact that
You and Jamie are the same.
So you hated Tommy Two Belts as much as
You are.
I kind of did. But see, I don't. Yeah,
and that's
leave
it.
your
That's
champion
all the love in
champion.
the world for Tommy Prince. So.
But yeah, especially a tag title. If it's another singles title, if he didn't already have the MPX title, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's already got the belt and he's going for lesser belt, it doesn't make sense.
It's not even the fact that he's going for another belt that really bugged me. It was in that promo he said, "If I lose, congratulations, you finally beat me, but I'm still the MPX champion." It's like that in my opinion should have come after.
Yes.
Because him saying it before the match, that just kind of makes the match inconsequential. Because it's that whole thing of don't bury your opponent because, if you tell everybody they're trash and you beat them, well, they're trash.
You beat
them.
trash.
And if you tell everybody they're trash and they beat you, then...
The thing I did like about that promo, though, is, yes, we are obviously, hopefully, getting a Tatum Exodus feud.
Yeah.
That was
Tatum
one thing
Exodus
I like
feud,
about it.
honestly, long time coming.
Oh, yeah. So
revisiting that.
But yeah, I definitely see, and I'm kind of that lesser where I think there's no reason to have the tag titles on Tatum. So you're gonna have Soto sort of go over. And it also can finally kind of propel Exodus.
But just that promo, in my opinion, and my feelings, this is me. So you know what? If you liked it, don't listen to me. What the fuck do I know? It feels like he just already kind of neutered that win. That
No, Gabe's
Exodus
had a
finally.
civil disorder, so remember.
You're not Pat.
He's not here to say it.
Yeah,
Someone's
true,
got
okay.
to.
Someone had to, I guess. Yeah. Why not the guy who gets chopped by him all the time?
No, I get shot by Tommy.
No,
Thank
I'm
God I never get shot by Gabe.
Oh God, jeez. He aimed wrong last week and hit me right in the middle of the sternum. I'm just like, oh God.
Oh yeah, Tommy was nice enough to hit right on both sides of the sternum.
Yeah.
So.
Ow. It hurt.
I love you.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. That is my personal feelings. If you like it, you like it. That's fine. That's great. I'm not going to judge anybody on that. Just, that's me.
I think, because to me, I didn't look at it that way at first. Now that you explained it, yeah, I totally get it. But the fact that it's just Tatum and Exodus going off, that's what I was there for.
And I'm
Because
absolutely
those two, put a mic in either one of their hands, it's great.
put them up against each other with mics in their hands.
Yeah.
Just damn.
It's amazing.
That's like, I love watching that. That's why I'm like, if they do go back to a Tatum versus Exodus rivalry, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
But we've also got the last match of the preliminary in the tournament.
Try again. And take two.
Preliminaries in the tournament. Of course, when I'm talking about this match, that's when I flub my line. Best picture, Michael Schaefer, the leading man. You know, the strong style cinephile, Sebastian Envy, finally coming back to MPX, taking on BFF. And this is going to be really awesome.
It is. It's going to be interesting to see because it's one of those again. I could see either way, and I'm a little torn because yes, you obviously have Best Picture, who was one of the best tag teams last year, coming in. So you're automatically you're not going to have them lose right away, but to continue the whole Strange Bedfellows, which I love, one of my favorite things was Matt Hardy and MVP, the Strange Bedfellow thing, loved it. So to have that continue on just at least another round is great. But it's one of those where, again, I think the Best Picture thing kind of outrides the return of Best Picture kind of outrides that. So it is going to be interesting to see where we go with
Greg,
this.
you've been hanging out with Kyle too much. No.
What?
Look at what Greg said.
Oh, yeah, you definitely do. But yeah.
Oh, I'm probably going to get chopped next week anyway because I pissed off Livy.
Okay.
And Gabe.
But I'm interested to see where that's going to go because, like you said, you know, Best Picture, they're a strong tag team. They, you know, them making a comeback and everything like that would make perfect sense.
Yep.
But BFF, that's a story that has legs and could go somewhere. Well, it doesn't have legs, obviously, but yeah.
They haven't added legs to the BFF group
Not
yet?
Not yet. They should.
Who's the BFF group?
It's Mikey B and Matt Locke.
Mikey B has a T-shirt saying they're BFF.
Yeah, they're best friends.
Okay, I've seen that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Locke does not agree with that.
I mean, of course.
We're not friends, we're best friends.
Somebody recommend. Oh well, it says retry, but somebody said that I should chop you.
Yeah, I saw that. Greg, you know, stop hanging out with Kyle so much, damn it.
I don't know what
It's a
you're
good
talking
idea.
about. It is.
It's a good idea. It's been a minute.
I was going to say, it's somewhere right now, Tommy Becker's having flashbacks and PTSD.
It's been a minute since I've chopped anybody.
That's why he's chopping other people now. He's working like Batman, being afraid of bats. And so therefore, you know, using his fear. Tommy's doing the same thing because he's pulling out the chops now.
Tatum too. I've
Yep.
seen that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen.
Chop proof.
Yeah, it didn't work that well.
Didn't work that
We
well.
keep telling him he needs to bring back the shirt, and then he's like, "I lost it."
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Probably didn't lose it. It's under the ring somewhere.
It has to
Probably.
be, right?
That's where anyone says they lost a shirt, it's under the ring somewhere, probably.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff under the ring. It has to be.
Just get Swoggle down there and back to his magical land under the ring. He'll get it for him.
But that's the thing when you look at the tag tournament, and that's the thing. Like I overthink and overanalyze. I'm like, we do this and everything. There's, in essence, there's not a lot of face teams. like that are like, oh, they could go on. So
Yeah, I mean, it's like.
Because again, like I said, the Lost Boys, but then I'm like, Sons of Mayhem, like that makes the most sense. Horsepower, no.
Tatum and mystery partner.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know where you go with it, but I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see where we go and what we do.
Unless they're going to turn one of the teams face before the end of the tournament.
Yeah, probably not.
I doubt it, but we'll see. We'll see.
Because again, you can have a good match or a good tournament where it's face, heel, whatever. You don't have to have. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people have been conditioned face versus heel is the only way to go. Which
that's the classic.
That is the classic, and it works. But you also can have just that face versus face rivalry to prove they're the best and one up and sportsmanship and all that bullshit. Or you have heel and heel trying to again, I'm better than you. Like it's either one. So I think it could work. It's just overanalyze it, and I'm like, because me and Pat were talking about this fucking Friday or Saturday or whenever, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's just shut up and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Which I tend to forget all the time.
Well, it's because of what we do. It's like I would sit there and, like I said, I think way too much about the continuity of the MPX storylines and everything because I pay attention to everything. This is, anybody who's neurodivergent knows what I'm saying. This is my special interest. So. I'm honestly, I agree. I need to sometimes just, realize I need to enjoy what's going on now.
Yep. Exactly.
And we do. We absolutely do. And speaking of enjoying things that are going on now that we're done talking about the shows, let's talk about Baby D.
What's up, guys?
And the viewership will go
Perfect segue. Actually, the viewership did go up as soon as she showed up.
It just went up one. Don't lie.
Two.
I was going to say, we were at 7 or 8, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I'm sure someone's going to tell Livy and Richter, and they'll jump on.
Let's see.
She was going to hop on later.
I was going to share this to the MPX app.
That was actually, Greg, something I had said and joked with before. I was like, Tommy Becker, technically, yes, his partner retired. He had to vacate. He should have a shot at the tag title if he found another partner.
Yeah, well, he's a champion elsewhere right now, so,
Oh, the Lone Star title?
Yeah.
Yeah, forgot he won that.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't
have. Tommy Becker accomplishes something big.
No. I don't follow New Texas like I do MPX, okay?
It's true.
But no, that was something I actually joked about. I was like, oh, Tommy is Tatum's mystery partner. I'm like, no, Tatum kept saying Chili, so fuck. And we're not putting Tommy Becker in the fucking Chili Boys. The only other one that can do it is Casey. He's the one that's Chili Boy adjacent because he's an actual fucking Chili Boy in real life. Unlike Tatum.
He totally
Anyways,
is.
I've
God,
already ranted.
Go to the bar after a show. He's a total Chili Boy.
Oh my god.
He is.
Although I think, honestly, especially with the history the two of them have, Casey Clay, Tommy Dean would be a perfect tag team as well.
It would be.
But, yeah, okay, let's go and get started with Baby D here. Let's get our viewership numbers up. Come on, guys.
I know. I'm not that great anymore, guys. I'm sorry.
It was, I want to say, 2-3 years ago almost that we had you on MPX Radio.
That's true, right?
Yeah. It was actually before you became Stacy Aller. and yeah, it's like we're gonna claim credit on that one.
No, okay.
Yeah, I was like.
So true story. When Kyle asked me, my heart dropped because Jamie and I had already been talking. So we had already been hanging out a lot. We were already kind of like in that mode of like we don't know if we're together, we're not together.
I know that
so when
feeling.
Kyle asked, I was like, what did you know? Do you know something? So I wanted to be like, did you hear something? Are you? And I'm like, because,
It's because I brought up the fact that it's like the chemistry between you and Jamie in the ring, on stage and everything like that.
It was always
was
there.
so perfect together that I'm just like, there are people who think that you two are an item.
Yeah, and people have thought that.
No.
People had thought that from the old building. That's something I had always thought and heard. Like, oh, the chemistry's so great, and they're probably together in real life. I was like, maybe.
Yeah, you were like,
the chemistry is good.
We're really good friends. We're like best friends, and it's like,
which wasn't a lie.
It wasn't a lie. It wasn't a lie. We weren't together at the time.
Yeah, no. It was like, and with the fact that like 2 months later, we find out, through other sources that the two of you are dating. I'm like,
Technically, I did, but okay.
Well, I
We
mean,
both did. We've been talking about that for weeks.
yeah, I know. It was just kind of
There's
one of
nothing
those
really
things.
secret in
Yeah.
wrestling.
I mean, it kind of happened. It just
Yeah.
happened. It just happened. Like, we just started hanging out, and then went from hanging out to, hey, come on over. Then it was, I'm always over there, to, I don't know what we are. Are we together or not together? I'm not really talking to anybody. Are you talking to somebody? And then it just went to, so are we together? And then, the pandemic happened, and then
we're
next thing you know, like, we're living together, and the next thing I know, we're engaged. It literally went that fast, guys. I mean, we had talked for since we have been talking as friends off and on since 2018. So.
And no, it's like when everything got announced and revealed and everything like that, we're both just like, we are so very happy for now because there's perfect for each other kind of couple.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would say that, and some would not.
Well, you like to balance and calm Jamie, so it works.
It's true. I am his calming agent.
It's the whole yin yang thing.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the funny things when both of you were still in the show and he was still heel American Jamie Aller and you're still super face baby B.
Well, we have to keep it separate.
Exactly.
But then it's and then everybody knew that you were together and everything like that. It's like, how do you?
I think my favorite.
Especially when you came in the truck together or in the car together.
I think my favorite thing out of all the interactions y'all had together at MPX was when y'all both returned at the Rumble and you got eliminated. Jamie's like, "This is why I want to leave the house."
It's
I know.
Clearly.
I was gonna say. I think that's what made it so funny is because I know it was true.
literally. So literally, I didn't even know I was going to be part of the Rumble until the night before. That's how fast it happened. It was just kind of one of those things. Richard called and was like, "Hey, look, I got this idea. Do you want to do it?" And I was just like, "I don't know, maybe. Well, can Jamie come with me?" And then next thing you know, there it is.
It's a package deal. If one's there, the other one has to be there.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, but
that's how I'm always like. It's like if I see you come out or something like that, I'm always sitting there thinking, "Oh crap, Jamie's gonna come out and fuck with me." That's always my one big worry. It's just like I gotta mentally prepare myself because if he catches me off guard, I stand there like an idiot.
You'll be surprised how many times I actually go to MPX and Jamie's not with me.
I believe that.
He's he doesn't like to leave the house.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fair.
okay.
That is absolutely fair.
I have a home buddy.
Exactly.
Let's see, what were these questions?
How did that work, keeping it separate? What was the hard part?
The hard part was it really wasn't hard though. Because we were open about it, we were honest about it, we let everybody know that we're together, and I think then just carrying into that storyline that we did, it worked for us. Because ultimately, it comes to a business, you have to keep everything separate.
Yeah.
And then, let's see.
Let's see, there's also how when Baby D was beating up Dave Sagan all over.
Okay, so Jamie and I were not together at that time.
That is still one of my favorite storylines of all time.
And also, we had been talking, but we weren't talking. We were just friends. So there's a difference, guys. And believe me, Jamie and I talk about that often. And Jamie's like, every time he even thinks about that match, he goes, "I was so angry every time you got hit with a kendo stick, or you hit him with a kendo stick, or you did something crazy." And he was like, "It just angers me." And I'm just like, "I know, babe. I'm sorry."
I'm okay.
I know.
Dave wasn't okay, but I'm okay.
Yeah, that whole thing, that Purple Rain match was one of my favorites, and the angle was just one of my favorites of all time. Because stay away. I was like, that was one of the first times I really felt like I marked out.
And now look who stays away.
Right? I know. Yeah.
It's pretty far away.
Yeah. That's Philly for you,
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like that match.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I
really...
was going to say that story and feud was great too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun
And
time.
it really did, because again, you were established, Dave was still brand new. That's kind of what really helped push Dave up, really.
Yeah.
Was that whole storyline, that whole feud. Because if I remember correctly, he was the whole crooked ref, whatever. Then it was Impact players, and then it was straight on to you. He was, his first real big feud, actually.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I was like, I came in like just after he had turned from Crooked Ref to being one of the Impact players and everything like that. It's like apparently I came in like a couple of weeks maybe after Kirby had taken the belt from you.
Oh.
But yeah.
Why you gotta bring that up?
Kirby was my first MPX champion. Sorry.
I mean, that one night was awesome. Were you there to come? That night was awesome. The
Yeah, it
night that I
was.
won the championship.
Oh yeah.
That was fantastic.
No, I've seen the video on that
That
one.
was
and
one of the biggest reactions I've heard that building give. Because it was one of those two. It was kind of you and Silver. Because again, it kind of carried over from the old building. Those were two of the most beloved addicts, and they always went, never got it. And then Silver finally got it at Destiny after he won the Rumble, and that reaction was amazing. And then when you cashed in and finally took out Brand, who had been, 300 something? Like he was one of the longest reigning champions.
Yeah.
So yeah, that building erupted and it was great.
Yeah. No, like I said, I've seen the video of it and how everything happened with that, and I'm just sitting there watching. It's like, wow, it reminds me of that Ric Flair versus Eric Bischoff match from WCW from way back when. Do you not remember that?
I mean, they've had several, but
It was Eric Bischoff, Ric Flair, and the loser leaves in WCW, and like everybody came out. Everybody that was connected to NWO, to Four Horsemen, everything like that. Like there was one point in which Macho Man Randy Savage came out wearing an NWO shirt. It's like, yeah, man, I'm one of you. Yeah. And then he goes in there, tears the shirt off, and beats the snot out of Eric Bischoff for a little while.
yeah.
It's like so it's like in the way that erupted and the crowd was going nuts. I'm just like, that feels that level of big.
Right.
It felt like that. It was huge.
It was.
It's like
it was
amazing.
exciting. Like I just remember just being so like, oh my gosh, like this is happening.
Because that also made you the first female to win the MPX title, right?
No, technically Athena has won the title.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know like how long her. It was like so small.
It was a
But-
one night reign.
Yeah.
But it was like she was technically
Right.
To the
first.
point that Kirby and Richard at one point argued over whether it actually happened.
Yes.
Well, and that's the thing, because that was the old building way before I started going, so I always forget that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Baby D's the first one, because that's what I remember. But
Yeah.
The old building was high. Thank goodness you weren't there.
I
Y'all
was
think
there
the
for a
new
little bit.
you think the new building's high.
No, and that's what I always tell people. I was like, if you've never been to the old building, you can't bitch about the heat in the new building, because the old building was miserable
Yeah.
sometimes.
But
It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's things like that, and it's like honestly seeing the reaction of it's like when Casey Clay won the title last year and everything like that, and when Dimitri won the title, and when just all these things happened. Whenever I hear somebody say the belt's just a prop, I'm like, but it's not.
Which is one of those I get and don't get.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those where, and I heard it from Bruce Pritchard on his podcast, where he's like, oh, people always complain Mr. Perfect never held the title. He didn't need to. He was already the best wrestler. The belt is just a prop. It's used to help get someone over. And I'm like, I get that, but don't get that, because it's also one of those where it's like, no, when the belt is put on you, it's that company is trusting you.
Yeah.
You are their person.
You are carrying that company on your back as, as the champion, and who's.
Oh, Greg was asking if I was ever a heel, and I was actually.
That's all she was for a while at the old building. That's all she was.
So when I was brought in,
was
Jamie
mean.
brought me in to take down Livy, basically. So shout out Livy.
I remember
That's next week.
I remember the matches with Livy, and there was Athena, obviously. And there was it Paige Turner?
Paige Turner.
Yeah,
there was.
those are the ones I remember.
Lainey Luck.
I remember that one.
Kyle Hawk.
Yeah.
Kyle Hawk a few times. So, but like towards the end of that, towards the end of leaving that old building is when basically the fans like turned me face. Like I didn't have a chance. I like it wasn't, hey, go out there now you're face. It was, hey, the fans are turning you face, but you're still gonna do heel stuff. And then
it was one of those because it was because at first, you were all mean and angry and just the big bad bitch there, but then I don't know, your funness started coming out, and people saw that and they gravitated towards it, and it really, like, I remember it was the last match with Athena, And it was shortly, God, it was maybe a month later is when people started like, oh, no, we like her.
Yeah, we like her. Come on, guys, do this. Greg.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it's like, and that happens with the Addicts so much. It's like, this person's supposed to be heel. The Addicts are like, no.
Nope, you got to be face.
Mikey B was originally supposed to be a heel.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
So you tag team or singles? This is such a hard choice because I've had some really good tag partners. And the problem is that when you have really good tag partners, you want to be in tag team. And then you learn so much about that tag team partner that you become great, i.e. Phoebe and I. I.e. Steven and I for a long time. Kirby and I for a long time were like boom, 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 boom.
That's the thing, I think, because, when I started coming back, Punch Drunk Alive was kind of on the very end run. But the clips I saw, you could tell, one, y'all were having fun with each other. And then, the chemistry and the tag moves, like, y'all actually were a tag team. You weren't just two big stars together. Y'all actually made a tag team, and it was great to watch.
But I do like singles, but it's hard to pick between either one, like, because I think that I've had both great, like, runs, like, as a tag team and as a singles. And then for a long time, I was like, I only want to do tag team. Like, I remember, like, when Phoebe and I first got together, like, we were like, let's make this work. Like, let's make this a serious thing. And for a long time, like, I did so many just straight tag bookings that, like, that whole year, like, we tagged so much together that we were just on the road all the time, every day. Like,
I was going to say, I think I remember talking about that last time with you. You're like, that's literally all, like, people would be like, hey, we want to book you. You're like, no, I'm a tag team. It's either us as a tag team or I'm not going.
Exactly.
What's funny is, it's like, given what happened with that last show, I'm almost half expecting her to, like, show up out of nowhere. Because the show was supposed to be about you. And then Phoebe was there as well, and she joined in as well. Because I'd made a joke about if you're going to have one, you should have the other.
Yep.
That's true. Because Phoebe's amazing.
She's
amazing. She's amazing. I love her. But
like,
I don't love her attitude right now. I mean, I know that you're going to, like, eventually hear this, Phoebe, but I'm just letting you know, your attitude sucks. And me clotheslining you is not exactly what I wanted to do.
It was so brutal.
But let me just tell you, in the long run, we are sisters and we will fight.
Well, like I said in the post I made earlier this morning, is like as soon as those bars from Leo hit, because I can't pronounce his last name, I can spell it, can't pronounce it. As soon as those first bars of All About That Bass hit, that the crowd went
your
nuts.
best music, by the way.
Yeah, I know you love.
Okay. So this is what happened when, like, I was getting ready to come back and stuff, and I told Jamie, I was like, I really want to, like, I want it to be such a surprise and nobody sees it coming.
Yeah.
And then I came to him. I heard that song, and I said, "This is the song right here. This is the song." And he was like, and he goes, "I don't know, babe. I just don't know." He was like, "I like it, then I don't like it. Let me play around and see where I can go with it." And I'm like, "Okay." And then we figured it out a little bit, and then I come in, and then,
Phoebe said stop. It's a terrible song.
Oh my God! She is. God, I haven't seen that.
That's what I was laughing at. I was like, no, she said stop. Terrible song.
I mean, what is your song, Phoebe? It's
that's a good
too.
question. I really would love to put it on the MPX playlist, but I can't find it.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. All About the Bass is the best song.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, all right, what got me started watching wrestling is I grew up in wrestling.
Yeah.
I literally grew up in wrestling. Like, I can
You're
literally...
third generation? Third generation
yeah.
wrestler.
My grandfather wrestled, my mom, and now me. Or I did.
If the Addicts have their way, did is going to be does,
Yeah. Phoebe also.
What are you even doing there? Shouldn't you be taking care of your husband? I'm just saying, if it was on Spotify, I could add it there. People could listen to your music. I'm just saying.
So you got.
But you're not fun anymore.
You got her. You got to put her music there with Dimitri now. Can't get it.
Yeah, it's on that list. Along with Kirby's solo music.
Hey,
Hey, Dave!
Dave!
Hill Sagan.
I got you. Is it this way?
All your best friends are showing up in the.
Exactly.
Where's Brent?
Really, Phoebe? Stay retired. Stay retired.
Well, she remembers what happened last time, so you know.
She was just asking me like 6 months ago to do a wrestling like tag match with her. Like, what is your problem, dude? Stay retired.
Dave, go away. Aww.
Aw.
Poor Dave.
But yeah, so like I said, what I'd originally been going with when we started this was like, you know, last time we had you on, there's not very many people heard it because it was on the offshoots and that's shut down and everything like that. And I'm actually kind of glad nobody heard it because, oh, good God, the sound editing on that was so horrible. But so they didn't get to hear a lot of this backstory. Like, you know, I don't know how many of our current viewers know that what the D in Baby D stands for.
It stands for dumplings. That's right. Got the dumpling cheeks.
Although, hilariously, it's like when I heard about Brent being Bubba Dumplings,
Yeah.
and then you being Baby Dumplings. I was just like, were they a tag team?
I was going to say, why was that team never formed?
I know, right? That's because Brent only did that once, and never again.
And he hates when you bring it up.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like calling Lance Hoyt Shadow. He fucking hates it.
Yeah, no, I heard a different podcast with Brent where he was talking about that. Like, okay, when we have him on Rehab, that will not be brought up.
Oh, I was going to, but then we went a completely different way with that.
I loved it.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Whenever like people were like, "Are you named after Brent or whatever, or like whatever his Bubba Dumplings?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "No, Killer Tim Brooks gave me that name." Like, no. And then and it was so funny because MPX, the fans shortened it to Baby D. Mm-hmm. And then so I started going other places, and other places were still calling me Baby Dumplings. And I was just like, can you please change the sign to Baby D? I'm kind of familiar with
better.
that now.
But yeah,
D stands for disaster, disappointment. Phoebe. 4 years? 3 years? 4 years of tag teams? Really? Are you serious? You must be drunk. You have to be drunk.
There is a call-in number you could give her, right?
Oh, that is true.
You might know. Don't do that because she has to be drunk.
Hey, we've had drunk people on here before.
She has to be drunk. But Phoebe, I'm just letting you know right now. I might be retired, but you damn sure don't want none.
I was going to say...
I'm just being honest.
Frankie
Don't
Fisher's
want none.
retired, too, and he was there at Purple Rain.
Yeah.
That's true.
Brent McKenzie, Machiko, they're retired. They came back.
One of them's retired. The other one wasn't.
Yeah, but I have a husband at home. See,
that's true.
there's a difference.
That's true.
Well, Frankie has a kid and a wife, so
yeah, I was gonna say
it's true, but there is a little difference.
Brent's got cats.
My husband's more like, babe, do you really have to go and do that, or can we go buy toys? Which going back to Dave Sagan's question about what am I going to ask him? Look, Dave, if you want to, I'll tell you what, because he's probably not listening. If you just come to the house, I'll open it up and you can just take all the toys. How about them apples? Don't do that because I'll be divorced.
I was going to say, you're trying to get a divorce?
I was going to say,
the D now stands for divorce.
I will be divorced.
She said, you failed me. Ooh, yeah, talk about London. She said, tell them what occurred in London.
Oh, so the time, are you talking about the time that you almost got jumped, basically? Like you almost got in a fight? Like, are you talking about that time? Because
didn't y'all
that was
also,
a good time.
This is going to sound wrong, and it's not the way y'all are thinking, but didn't y'all also break the bed?
Yes.
Okay. I remember watching that.
So this is what happened. Basically with that is that, Barrett and Jay were over there and with us along with Machko. So we had met up with Barrett and Jay, and they were like, that they were staying in the type of hotel that they were staying in. It was basically not really like, what is it, a group hotel room type thing where like you just have bunk beds.
Like a hostel
Hostel,
thing,
that's what it is. So I was like, what? We have an actual hotel, guys. Like, y'all can come and stay over here if y'all don't feel safe leaving y'all's bags. So they came over and like we had fun and like it was just about the like Barry doing the frog splashes on Jay. It was just funny because it's literally 2 twin size beds just pushed together. So so that happened. And then Machiko shows up and Machiko's like, she didn't have a hotel at the time because she wasn't sure where she was going to be at, where was the good space, like whole big deal. So, or she couldn't check into her hotel, something like that. I don't remember the exact details. So I told Mach, okay, well, meet us at just come to our hotel whenever your flight lands. So it's like 7:00. And I'm like, don't, just call me and I'll be awake. I'll wake up. Don't worry. So mind you, like we have been walking for like 30 miles, I want to say, like, not really 30 miles, but I know my tracker had hit like 30,000 steps.
Jeez.
In one day. So we were like walking and so Mach just like, I wake up and Mach is just in our room. Like I don't even know how she got in the room. And she was just like, oh yeah, I just told them that I needed a key to my room. They didn't even ask for her ID, nothing.
Good old nice British people.
So polite.
Oh, shut up, Phoebe.
Anyways,
I think she is talking about
Phoebe
the fight
almost
'cause
got
she keeps-
jumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were walking. I don't remember the exact details. I just remember we were walking and this guy like ran into Phoebe, I guess, like kind of touched her shoulder, whatever, you know, like because everybody's walking, and Phoebe was like, "What the fuck?" And like it was just kind of, yeah, it was kind of terrible. I think
Was she
that's what she
drunk?
was talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's England. There's pubs everywhere, so.
No, we didn't really drink when we were over there. We did. We had a couple drinks. She had a couple drinks. I don't drink too much. Not anymore, at least. Alcohol does terrible things to me. Ask Jamie. I've ended up at his house plenty of times drunk before I was married to him.
Before it was your house.
Yeah.
Say. So let's go ahead and go with what brought you to MPX in the first place and everything.
So we've moved past it. I'm gonna let that one slide, Phoebe. You have to be drunk. You have to be drunk. But don't worry, I got you. It was it's almost the anniversary of what happened. Killer Tim Brooks his shows were shutting down, so Nova and I were his only girls at the time, and Nova and I were having this match, and it was a miscommunication between us, and her wrist ended up getting broken in the match within the first 3 minutes. So basically, 1, 2, 3, we're over, we're done. Athena and Paige Turner walked up to me afterwards, and Athena literally was like, I can care less if you work. I fucking love you. She was like, I love your character. She was like, here's my number. I help train at MPX in Bedford. I will give you a call the next time I'll be over there, and maybe you can meet up. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And about a month passed, and I was just like, should I call her? Should I not? And then, like, shortly after I was thinking that, here it goes. Boo-boo-doo-doo-doo. Hey, don't know if you remember, but I'm going to be over here. Would you mind coming out, and, let's see what's going on. So I showed up, and the next thing you know, like, it was just, hey, oh, you can wrestle? Oh, you have a character? Oh, snap. Like, that's kind of how it happened. And then Richard called me up and was like, hey, I have this idea. I want to bring you in and do this, and then it's going to be this slow build. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And that's basically how I ended up at MPX.
Cool.
Well, and you've touched on a little bit. You were, trained by Killer Tim Brooks. That's some very old school type training. And you said you're like one of the only females there. Did you ever feel like training was different? Like, did you have to feel like you had to go harder to prove yourself? Do you feel like the guys took it lighter on you, or was it kind of
No, see, because I wasn't like, I say I was trained by Killer Tim Brooks, but he just did some polishing. And then Athena came in and polished some more with Kirby and them, did all the finishing polishes and stuff. But I started wrestling when I was 15.
Right.
And out at League of Lions in Marshall, Texas. Well, at that time it was ACW, the Dog Pound. And Chris Preston, Justin Sane, those guys are kind of like really showed me everything. So, like, I was already used to working guys because that's all I worked out there was guys. I didn't work any females. Yeah. Lala was the only person that I even came close to, not even really working. We were the anti-divas. So, and then went to school, and then basically I was like, I really want to wrestle. Like, I still want to do this. Called up Killer Tim Brooks, and I was like, hey, can I come out? And next thing you know, he's like, oh, I didn't think you could. Oh, you can work. Oh, okay. So.
Oh, she's laying into Greg now. Talking about how he's misspelling her name. And
because it's Phoebe? Phoebe, Phoebe, Eb, Weeby, DB. Yeah,
Fair enough.
I was the best thing that happened to you, child. I elevated you. See, Kyle even agrees.
Oh, don't say that. I like her.
Kyle agrees. I elevated you. You needed me.
Honestly, y'all were a fantastic tag team and everything like that. I actually do agree with Courtney that Baby D versus Phoebe would be an amazing match.
It would be.
Maybe?
It would be, just because it's also, like you said, this is a different Phoebe, than kind of what you teamed with. Like, we've seen, like I've talked about on the show, she's gotten more technical. She's gotten more vicious. She's gotten 10 times better, I think, personally.
That corkscrew shoulder she does, that's probably one of my favorite things she does. So, yeah.
To the back, and then the cattle mutilation, it's all great.
Yeah. This is like, she's gotten so much better in the ring and everything like that. So, watching her go up against you would be just like, that would be an amazing match to watch, I think.
I agree. Like, that was something that, like, before I retired, that we both wanted to do. We just both wanted just to have a match together. And it was, it was one of those things where, like, we're this tag team, and when you're a tag team, you don't get to work that partner,
right?
And like that's always. I'm sure it was the same way with like the Impact players. Like they always probably wanted to work with each other, and it happens like that. What FTR recently, they worked each other and they wanted to always work each other.
Yep.
So, and I think that's something that like I would love to do. Am I going to come out of retirement to do it? No. You don't deserve the time of day, Phoebe.
Ooh.
I'm just being honest. I mean, I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, that's,
Because let me tell you, Phoebe has seen the sexy, fun, let's have a good time, i.e. our tag team. She's never been in the ring when it's #beat ass baby D. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was going to say I probably would be, because, we've seen Phoebe recently in the hardcore match with Morgan. And that was a different side of Phoebe we'd never seen before. And a lot of the addicts have not seen that side of you before, and that side is terrifying, actually, to be honest. So
she's not ready for that.
You got a piece of it when I gave you the clothesline.
Very brutal clothesline.
That clothesline was amazing.
It was amazing, but it was also brutal.
It's okay. As like we've talked to some of the guys, you're like up there in the top 5 of strongest chops out there, which is why I'm like, Greg, no, you're not allowed to hang out with Kyle anymore.
Well, and that's like I've said, like. It was weird, not weird, but like 3 of the hardest, loudest chops I've ever seen, they were all women. It was Baby D, Thunder Rosa, and Lacey Ryan, who is now Zoe Starks. Those chops, oh my God. Like the echo and the feel. And like I said, that's why Tommy Becker always has fucking PTSD. Because for how many months was it Baby D chopping the shit out of them?
Yep. Poor Tatum.
I don't know. I see it, and that's the thing. It's poor Tatum, but I think Tommy got it worse.
Tommy did get it worse. Tommy did get it worse.
Let's be honest here. There's also the fact that there's less meat on Tommy than there
It's not even less meat. Tommy's my friend. You hit your friends harder.
Yeah.
You literally hit your friends harder.
That's why I don't let Iron Belly do anything to me.
So I'm just saying, you hit your friends harder. And that's probably why, that's one reason why I can't wrestle you, Phoebe.
I was going to say, I guess that explains, I guess the boys like us or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. The fucking 10 people that shot me at the bar must love me.
Like I said, I was looking at that going, I was like, I'm going to stay over here so nobody notices me, but revenge! I'm always the one getting chopped on mainline. I am just like, oh.
No, it was fine because, like I said, after Kirby was the second one, after that, I didn't feel shit.
Yeah, you don't feel nothing after like the first two.
Right.
The first two is like, the first one's like, ooh. The number two is like, oh.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, see, when I was breaking in, when I first started wrestling, there was a tradition that like you had to take a chop from every one of the workers.
The welcome to wrestling
And and they didn't want to chop me, and I was like, so I could never chop any of the new people, and I was just like, well, that's not fair. I was just like, I'm just as good as them. Like, why can't, like, I don't understand. So they were like, well, we're free to chop you in your chest. And I was just like, okay, screw it. I'll take them all in the back. And I took 20 in the back so that I could give one to everybody else.
What,
This is boring you can leave.
Aww.
No. But so going back a little bit to the whole Tommy and Tatum thing, who did you enjoy chopping more? I know Tommy's the friend, but there's something about Tatum's got there's something about Tatum you want to punch and hit, right?
Yeah, I love chopping Tatum.
I was like, so which one?
Tatum is, I love chopping Tatum.
The fact that Tatum made a whole thing out of it with the chop-proof shirt and everything like that.
Well, let's
that
be
was
honest,
just-
that was probably Dave.
And Dave, too.
I was gonna say.
it's like, yeah, it's like, that makes sense. That's Dave.
I love chopping Dave, too, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty much all but Ryan. You got Tommy, you got Dave. You didn't really mess with Ryan.
Ryan is one of my closest friends. One of my closest friends. Like, I talk to him on a regular basis, and he does not like chops.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't
No, he
like
doesn't.
slaps. And I've always respected that. But Ryan, so I don't know if y'all were there on that one. There was a Friday night show that occurred, and I went to break up a tag, and I couldn't break up the tag fast enough, so I slapped Ryan. I swear to you, I've never seen Ryan more angry. And he just wanted to come after me.
I was gonna say, I guess I don't remember because the only time I've ever seen Ryan mad and lose his cool was that
Los Carnales
match where something happened.
Cesar did something. I think he hit too hard on
I
it.
don't know.
on a
I just
kick
saw
or
Ryan.
something.
It might have been a fucking
Yeah.
chop. Who knows? But
Yeah.
now that we hear about it, but I just remember Ryan beating the shit out of him, and even Tommy tagging, being like, "Okay, bro, I got this," and then Ryan just sitting there on the apron with his head down, like, "Okay," and finally calmed down. I was like, I've never seen Ryan lose his cool. Fuck.
Apparently, Cesar was too stiff on one of the hits.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like,
Oh yes, that street fight at Purple Rain. Like I said, that was probably one of my favorites. But then again, it's like when I first came to MPX, the first match one of the first matches I saw was you versus Erica Torres, and you like instantly became one of my favorite there. And so when Dave gets you fired, I marked out completely.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna get trained. I'm gonna come after Dave. Ah! And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying, Jay?
Yeah,
4 years later.
I really enjoyed that match with
Yeah.
Dave.
That was
And
great.
there was something between Dave and I where, like, we literally would just be like, just bring it. Just bring whatever you got and just leave it all out there. And that's how we took those matches.
yeah.
And you have to get in a mindset when it comes to any type of, like, hardcore or street fight, death matches, whatever it is. You have to get in some type of, like, mindset as to, okay, I'm either going to get fucked up or this is going to work.
Yep.
And
No.
I think that with Dave, like, that's how it happened.
Yeah, and those matches were great because, like I've always said, to me, the best matches with Dave were the ones where, yeah, they were kind of not necessarily hardcore, but you could see that switch flip. Against Baby D, great. Him and Silver always looked like they beat that, which I'm sure they did. beat the shit out of each other because they didn't, hey, I trust you, you trust me, we're gonna kill each other. Cool, great, and they go at it. Him and Wes had a great one.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows, I love Dave. Dave, one of the best
Speaking of
performers
Dave,
I thought we had there.
Isn't it the street fight with her, where he first said Philly Dave?
Yeah. Because I started going, and I was like, yeah, he's trained from CCW. He's Philly Dave. I was like, he's from the mean streets of Philadelphia.
Which, those are mean streets.
Yeah, and then we got, stay away.
Yeah. She doesn't want my chops, Greg. Look at my matches. I give the best chops. Phoebe, bringing more smoke.
Phoebe, I'll tell you what. Anytime, any place, you bring your hands, I'll bring mine, and we'll go chop for chop. Chop for chop. It don't matter to me.
The whole whatever area.
Anywhere. Anytime.
R.I.P. Phoebe.
He already knows.
Again, some of the hardest chops I've ever seen.
Who? Is that you, Pat? Oh, yeah, that's Pat.
Yep.
That's like somebody who's under our name.
Because everyone's on Facebook for some reason. It's weird.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, probably because I've shared it like 4 times. Like, isn't that what I'm supposed to do?
Yes.
Aww.
Yes, you should.
I guess our numbers are all over on Facebook right now because we're on 5 on YouTube.
No.
But that's YouTube. We get, and the rewatches will usually actually be pretty good. So same here, but
Well, I read the comics better.
Well, we watch it on YouTube.
Let's see.
I don't even know if Jamie's watching. He might not be.
Probably
He's
not.
probably not.
He's yet to insult me once, so.
I should tell him.
Right.
I got you.
Jay's upset you're not talking about him.
No, that's how I figured he's not here. I've yet to be insulted once.
Oh, he's probably going to tell you talking to the mic.
Yeah.
Or it's too loud or it's too low.
Stop breathing into the goddamn mic, Jay.
I think that was my favorite.
Y'all should. I should literally just record him one Wednesday night.
Oh, I love your
Yes,
Snapchat.
Yes. Oh,
there was
man.
a Snapchat of him doing the AEW figures. That was hilarious. I love that. I was like, oh, I miss these Jamie rants. But yes.
Bro, that is like literally every weekend, basically. And like it all started out as a joke, and I was just like, I'm gonna record you doing this because I had been like kind of putting it occasionally on TikTok of him like all his toys and stuff. And then like he started opening the AEW figures up, and then I was like, what are you doing? He goes, this is stupid. And I was like, oh, I gotta record this. This shit's hilarious.
My favorite was they can't run a fucking wrestling promotion. They can't make a fucking toy. I was like, God damn.
Yes.
Like he's so mad. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
So we don't even watch AEW in English. We watch it in Spanish.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's not a fan of Excalibur.
Nope.
I was going to say it's got to be Excalibur.
Oh, of course it's Excalibur.
Not at all. Not at all.
I
He
can understand
literally hates him.
I believe that.
So he literally just sits there the whole time and he's just yelling. He's like, what the fuck are these people doing? And then he's coming off out of the chair. And he's like, what the fuck is this man doing? And then, or my favorite is he just, like the other day he threw his phone. He was like, shut the fuck up. And he was like, how do I find out how to, he was like, I got to figure this out. He was like, I got to change this. He was like, I can't watch this shit anymore. I was just like, okay. I'm just like, all right. Yeah. And then, the whole thing with Thunder Rosa's stuff going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he sends, he gets a picture of, he gets Thunder Rosa's action figure in the mail. So then he writes, we're Thunder and our friend. So he writes, fuck Maria on there and sends it to her. And I was just like, all right. And he's like, take a picture of this. I was like, what? He goes, take a picture of this right now and send it to Thunder. And I was like, okay. Of course, Thunder's like, ha ha ha.
She's like, haha, it's kind of a serious issue, but haha.
Oh yeah, so Courtney, his collection on TikTok, like, it's like you don't even see, that's not even half of it. Like that's not even a third of it. So we have the full living room. We have he has a full back room and his office, and the restroom has toys in it too.
I believe it.
There's toys everywhere. So I literally like pick up the toys sometimes, and I tell him, I'm like, if you don't pick up your toys, they're going in the trash. And sometimes I'll pick up stuff and I'll like put it in a trash bag so that he has to get them out.
Oh God, if y'all have kids, the arguments that are going to be between you. That's my toy. No!
That or
No.
don't touch it. It's a collectible.
Jamie's not like that. Honestly, like, because my nieces and nephews come down and he's like, okay, everything in the glass you can't touch, but you can play with these. So he has like toys they can play with and toys he can't play with.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures you post of him, you know, like being a really awesome person and everything like that. Regardless of how I get treated, I think he's a really cool guy.
Don't kill his gimmick.
Yeah, I won't kill it, but he is nothing compared to who he is in the ring. Or outside the ring, however you want to look at it. He really is an amazing man. And I don't have to say that because he's my husband. I will go to bat with that even if he wasn't.
No, I've said that for the longest time. It's one of the greatest people I've ever actually talked to in wrestling. Because he actually, he goes on the rants about they do, but it's because he loves wrestling and he loves the business. And you can tell it's one of those, he takes it serious. And it's one of those where it was, I think it was Sky that was talking about, because Sky, for most people who don't know, if you ever see him, when he's going to a show, he wears a suit. And he got that from Jamie. It's a job, dressed like it's a job. So it's little things like that. I have the utmost respect for Jamie for that.
Yeah, he's super passionate when it comes to wrestling. Like,
shut the fuck up, Pat. It's not fucking happening. No.
But yeah, Jamie's super passionate when it comes to wrestling, just in general. Like, from old school stuff to new school stuff. He really just wants to see people succeed, to be honest with you. And then he gets so angry when people don't take it seriously.
Right.
Like, and that's the whole honest truth. Like, when people don't take it seriously and they don't care, that's what pisses him off more than anything. And that's why sometimes he just simply can't watch shows because of that reason, because he gets so angry. And I'm like, it's just a show. You can't even take, and he's like, it doesn't matter to him. Like, that's how passionate he is.
Well, and that's the thing, like, because like I said, I always have the utmost respect for him because, one, I've always loved him. He's always one of my favorite managers, and I love managers. But it's also, him and Dave were like one of the first two to actually help us. And be like, hey, try this, hey, do this, and actually watch our shit.
Yeah.
I
was like, hell, Jamie was one of the first people to, before Kyle got involved with this and everything like that, Jamie was one of the first people to acknowledge me in what I was trying to do. So I'm just like, I will pretty much forever be grateful for that.
Yeah. He's like that. He's a kind-hearted, he's a big teddy bear.
But again, if you don't respect or don't like or just whatever, he will let you know.
Although I it's like the more you talk about
we heard the chair throwing had stopped though, so
Not at the house.
Well, yeah, he threw a phone apparently.
You'll be surprised how much stuff goes flying when he's screaming at the TV. So we just got this new, we just got a new TV, and back in maybe April. So I guess it's fairly new. And the first time he started throwing something, I was like, don't throw nothing at my TV. Don't throw nothing. He's like, well, I was like, nope. Don't throw nothing. Nothing at my TV.
That's fair.
It's the same way with the PlayStation 5. We got PlayStation 5, and he's playing the WWE 2K whatever thing. And he's like, he told me the other day, he goes, I had to set it down and I had to walk away to keep in mind that I didn't need to throw this remote. And I'm just like, okay.
At least you learned to put it down and not throw it.
Jamie needs a podcast. He'd be competing with Corny in
of
weeks.
course he would.
Of course, we'd be plugging the fuck out of it. So
So my favorite place that I traveled has to be London. Like, I had so much fun in London between being with your best friend and then You have people over there that you know, and then we were there for a few days, so we got to do all the sightseeing in the world. And I'm that type of person that when I'm somewhere, like I'm going full blast from the time I wake up to the time I get ready, time I'm ready to go to sleep. Like I'm going, and I'm not one of those. I'm not going to sleep in until noon and then get up at noon and walk around. Like I'm up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like let's go, motherfucker. Like so when it comes to favorite places to travel was out of the state, which was London. Favorite match? This gets really hard because if you're asking as far as like the oh sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry. I guess somebody texted me. I was getting distracted. If you're talking about just MPX stuff, then my favorite match has to be with Mia. Yeah. And that's just because it was so fun. It was just super fun. And I learned so much, and just I think like it was kind of a match that everybody kind of got involved in, and just getting to see her other side compared to like my side and kind of seeing how it mashed.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about outside of MPX or just in general in my whole career, I got to tag with ODB at RCW, and that was one of my absolutely favorite matches. And I know that it's because you're thinking, oh, well, it's a superstar or it's this. Well, let me tell you, outside of a superstar, Micah. Micah. I have had so many matches with Micah, and I have enjoyed every single one of them.
Awesome.
Which that was wasn't Victoria also in that match?
That was
or
it.
Was that different?
That was different. So that was another one of my favorite matches. It's hard just to pick one.
Yeah.
But Phoebe and I got to tag against Victoria and Taya.
That's right. That was Taya.
And we weren't even supposed to. And I like politicked our way into it. I was like, "Look, we're the only ones that had a tag team."
I was gonna
like,
say, I think I remember messaging you. I was like, "When was this announced?" You're like, "It really wasn't."
I was like, "It only makes sense. Like, we're really the only tag team." And then all the girls too, they were like, "It only makes sense for them to just go ahead." And we're like, "Yes, thank you." And then it was so awesome because Victoria comes in and she's like, "So I've been like I had Taya and stuff. We had already known each other, so we're kind of already hung out and stuff like that." And so Victoria comes in and she's like, "So I watched some of y'all's matches and I see y'all do this. It seems really cool. Could we maybe do this?" And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, you watched our matches!" Like, oh my gosh.
Greg asks, did you have any major influences in wrestling or in life?
That's a good question. No.
I'm my own influence.
No, actually, like when it comes down to, I guess, influences just in general, like Thunder Rosa has been there for like she was there for a long road as to things that happened in a time period. And she just stepped up and was that person. And so influences, like, as far as, like, she just really helped me get through some things. So.
Oh, favorite match. You talked about that, I think, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, favorite place to travel. Oh, okay. We'll go back to the travel thing real fast. So I traveled so much in Texas. But San Antonio, like, you have to say San Antonio, and I think just in general, because there's so many shows down there, and then the fans are awesome down there in Austin and San Antonio area. Like, it's just a really cool group.
It is, and it's a very different atmosphere compared to kind of like MPX here. Like, I love to go on the ACW. I liked heavy metal, even the one Sabotage show I went to. It was different. Yes, the fans are kind of the same. Like, you see the same group and the same people, but the atmospheres are so different there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's because, like, those fans, they want to see wrestling. Like, they could care less about a storyline.
Right.
Like, they want to see wrestling.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of set Phoebe and I apart down there with Sabotage and stuff, is because, like, we were able to kind of come up with that story and fill that story in and do it within like a weekend of time. Because literally, like most of the time when you're going to a Sabotage show, you're also booked for heavy metal.
Yep.
You're also booked for Inspire. So like at one point in time, like we were able to get a whole story going with Sea Stars, and over Sea Stars taking a title, and it was all because it was my fault, guys. So I literally forgot the title at my house. Truth comes out. So it literally was laying on my bed. I had to have somebody go and pick it up and bring it to me in San Antonio.
Well, we can't trust her. Take it off of them.
That's probably why we lost.
See, Greg says, do you prefer to chase or be chased when it comes to a championship?
I like the chase. Because I think the chase like gets you that, like whenever I was going for the MPX title, like the chase is what like was one of those things where like it was just so interesting, like the lead up to it, the getting to it, the emotions that happen. Because when you're the champion, like, and you're basically that face of that company, and now you have to perform. Like you can't like there's no oh okay, I'm gonna take it lax. You gotta perform, and when you're being the chase, like you still have to perform. Big of a deal, I guess,
Right.
in certain people's eyes. So I really do like being the chase and not necessarily the titles. I don't think rated female wrestler not named for Phoebe. Well, that's not really fair.
Well, I think it's the fact that Pat knew that you were going to go with the with Phoebe as the answer. It's like other than Phoebe.
See, and I wasn't going to say like. No, let me not lie to you. Phoebe is one of the most underrated female talents around, and she doesn't get enough props for the things that she does, because she really does try, and she really does love the wrestling business. So if you want me to go with somebody outside of Phoebe, ooh, it's really hard. Man, there's a few actually. Because and it's just because like there's so many female wrestlers now, and they're all trying to like get their names out there. Like you see, Kate for instance, like she's getting out there. She's doing
the one
things.
I was
You know what I mean? Like
because like
Kate,
we know the name and we see her, but we don't see her a lot like here, except for maybe 1-2 places. Definitely, we've seen her at MPX twice, I think.
yeah.
And they're even like she's just now like she's part of the Contender Series, which is amazing because she's one of those that every time I've seen her or seen clips, I'm like, oh, she's amazing. Why is she not more? Like, why is that name not out there and known?
Big rather than do everything small. And so Kate is one of those that like I feel like people don't really see her full potential until you see her, and then you're like, oh wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Her and Mercer had a great match. For people who are like, oh, intergender wrestling, don't like it, whatever, watch that match. That match was so good. It was at New Texas, second to last show they just had up. But yeah, Mercer and Kate, great match.
Yeah, I would have to go with Kate. But I mean, there's other females like that most people don't know, like Micah, for instance. Like I feel like Micah's somebody that people don't really think about or consider, like in San Antonio area. You have a lot of the girls that are at the Mission Pro, like some of those people that you see underrated and that are there, like. And, like, Vert's getting her name out there.
Yeah.
You got Maddie that's getting her name out there. So, like, there's different people.
Honestly, I was going to say that as like the women's scene in Texas especially got really kind of interesting after you and Rosa left in your different directions the way you did, because the two of you, along with I think a couple other names, really carried a lot of the Texas scene for the women's division. and everything like that. Whether it was a show that had a women's division, was entirely a women's show, or didn't have a women's division because you just fought the guys.
Yeah.
As soon as you retired and Rosa went on to NWA, then AEW, it's like you saw names like Kate, and you've got Alejandra, and you've got all of these, Vert, and all these people from down south also, just working their asses off to try and fill the void, I guess you could say.
And that's true. Like they have to. Like somebody has to pick it up.
Right.
Somebody has to pick it up and just kind of go about it. And I think that that's something that with AEW bringing in so much talent for like dark shows and dark matches, things like that, you have that option. And I'm proud of anybody that gets on that. Like get on it and enjoy it.
Keith Kovalik.
Oh, cool, Keith.
What it do, Keith? Oh, what's up? Can I get a what?
Wow, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, so Greg, that's one tough question.
How does Jamie feel about her getting back in the ring?
Jamie
the
does
vignette?
not want me back in the ring.
I was going to say, the vignette with Palmer and Athena, that was all a joke, haha. No, that's really serious. Jamie doesn't want Baby D out.
That is dead serious. Like, anytime I talk about, babe, I really want to get back in the ring. Babe, I really want to do this. Babe, I really want to do that. Do you really want to? Are you sure you want to? Well, I mean, if you really want to, you can, but I don't want you to. The only time that he was okay with it recently was shortly after I had the whole retirement stuff happen. I ended up having to wrestle with Nyla Rose, and he was like, okay. I'm
like,
okay with that.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But other than that, no. Like, it's a steady argument of, no, you're not wrestling anymore. You're
I
done.
can imagine it's like, I'm getting that itch. Take a Benadryl then.
More or less. Go up to the show. Watch the show, honey.
And then there's Purple Rain where he's there and you're not. I mean, you're there, but not,
I was going to say, she was
in
there
the ring.
She was there the week before.
Yeah, I was there before. Yeah, he gets the itch too.
Yeah.
But he's very, very picky.
He has to have a good reason.
Yeah.
And there wasn't... Oh, yeah, I thought you knew that. I'm sorry. And that's one of the reasons I thought at Purple Rain when... I mean, everyone knew this sale happened, but it was Jamie on the mic who finally said who bought the company, and I think Jamie was the only one to do that, really.
Yeah.
Because
it's not like it was that much of a secret at that point.
Right, but I mean, the fact that Jamie was the one to announce it in front of the crowd, I thought...
He pretty much said what everybody, especially
Exactly.
Those of us who'd been there for more than a couple of years,
Yeah.
Yeah, at that moment, Jamie was literally like, I remember him saying, like, does people know? And then he goes, and somebody told him, like, yeah, Ernie kind of announced it. And then he was like, okay. And nobody knew. Like, it was... The show was already packed. Like, come on now.
Right.
Like, you're going to give the Jamie the mic?
Well, and he even joked. He goes, I'm going to get yelled at. I've only got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Richard came out at the end of that like,
yeah.
Which is funny because, like, you would think that Jamie always wants to talk about when we were getting married, our vows. Jamie, all he said was, I love you. And I did this whole speech. Like,
I really love you. You can sit there and that's all he does. And you're like, you motherfucker. You can go out on Saturday and talk for hours, but
honestly,
you're supposed to say what you love about me.
I honestly think if there is anybody who could render Jamie Aller speechless, it is this woman right here.
Yeah, true.
like, literally, that's what happened. So, Kirby's the one that married us and stuff. And, of course, we did it at MPX. Like, there's no denying that. What better place? Like, you have to have everything come in full circle. Mm-hmm. And so Kirby goes, I'm gonna let you talk first. So I do this big long thing, and I remember. So the night before, I'm with all my girls and all my friends and stuff, and you have Riza there, Phoebe's there, Blue's there, a couple other people are there, a couple of my good friends, and we're all in this hotel. Casey Warfield's there. So we're all in this hotel room, and everybody's drinking and stuff. And like, I'm like, guys, I can't drink anymore. And they're like, why not? I was like, I haven't run my vows. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? And my friend's like, just stay right here in this room. Just stay right here in this room, write your vows, and then we'll get it. I'm like, okay. And I come back out and I read my vows, and like to them, they're like all crying. They're like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just like, y'all stop it. It's good. I was like, y'all stop it. It's good. It's good though, right? It's good. And then, so I had my friend write it down on this paper, and she ripped it, and I was like, just write it where I can read it. So I'm like, so I read mine, and I finished, and then Kirby goes, just be prepared, guys. We'll be here for a minute. Jamie. And then Jamie was like, I have nothing other than I love you. And I'm like,
well, I want to be upset.
okay.
Like I said.
Our whole wedding was 9 minutes.
That's hilarious.
That's a great wedding.
Our total wedding is 2 hours. Sorry.
So, hilariously, after my divorce, my ex-wife and I separated and everything like that, and I started, it was just me and Liliana. We were starting talking about, it's like, okay, once the divorce gets settled and everything like that, we want to get married. Let's get married in a wrestling ring. Yeah, that'd be great, because nothing ever goes wrong with a marriage in a wrestling ring, right? And we kept thinking, it's like, let's do it. Let's see if we can do it at MPX. And then I mentioned something about it on Facebook, and Kirby said, well, I know somebody who can marry y'all. And not a month or like not even a month later, we hear about y'all going to be getting married at MPX. I'm like, okay, they don't read my Facebook, so I know they didn't steal from me. It's just the same idea.
Yeah, and it was so funny because, like, Jamie is not very, when it comes to, like, he's one of those where he's just going to tell you, and it's not an ask, it's just kind of a tell. And the way that he basically was, like, walked in, he was like, so when are we getting married? And I'm like, what? What?
That is a total Jamie Aller proposal.
And it's like midnight, and I'm like, what are you? What? And then next thing you know, like, his retirement's the next day, and then the next thing I know, I'm like, he's like, oh, you know what? I have a good idea. I'm gonna talk to Kirby, and we're gonna get married. I'm like, what? And he's like, we're only gonna do like 25 people and 25. Okay, whatever you say. It was not 25 people, guys.
Was that a lot more than that, I take it?
Yeah. I have a big family. So Patrick, you asked, like, my question, what did I think about Rachel Rose?
Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on Rachel Rose?
Rachel Rose is very nice. It's all I can say. No, honestly, I enjoyed working her, but seriously, like, there's some people that that you can go and you can enjoy and you can have a good time with, and then there's some people that that, like, it can go either way. And Rachel, sometimes it can go either way, and that's nothing against Rachel. Like, that's not a knock on Rachel. I love her as a person. She's somebody I can go and talk to, I can hang out in the back with. But when it comes to working, like, it can go either way. Like, she's either ready to work, or she's kind of like, I don't know what I want to do, type thing.
That happens. We've seen that with Nova. Although I find it interesting that you and Nova both started Killer Tim Brooks.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay, because it's like honestly, some of Nova's best matches at MPX were when she was going up against you.
Yeah.
And which is funny because, like, and it's nothing against Nova. Like, those things happen few before MPX and stuff like that with the wrist break and stuff. And I remember, like, I felt so terrible, like, the night that it happened, and I know that she felt terrible and stuff like that, and we didn't know how to react, and I kept on apologizing to her, and for a long time we did not talk. So when we had the next meetup that we had together, like, it was several years later, and I remember, like, in the back, like, this awkwardness of, like, are we okay? Are we not okay? Like, what? Like, are we good? And ever since then, it's like, yeah, shit happens. So I understand. You understand? Okay, cool. We're good.
Yeah. Michael Cole says one of his favorite memories is driving down to Sabotage and watching you wrestle.
Yeah. Has to be fun.
Let's see.
Yeah, I did hit my time. We did hit our time. We did hit our time. And it was so funny because, like, it was Kirby still had kid camp that day. So it was.
He told me never again on. He's like, when I would talk to him after that, he's like, not on a Saturday.
Which I thought would already be out of the question already, but
No, I mean we went in.
Well, not for y'all, obviously.
4-3-2-1. 4-3-2-1. 4-3-2-1. It you know, it just rings. It's easy to remember. You can't deny it. And you know, but I mean, it was our whole wedding was 2 hours. Like we were in and out within 3. Like, and I was the one late. Jamie's normally late. I was the one late. And it was because of Phoebe. Phoebe was so drunk from the night before that nobody went to sleep. Okay, so I literally went to sleep at like 3 a.m. I woke up at 6 to drive to South Fort Worth to get my cousin who was doing my hair. We get back and the wedding's at 10. You know, 10. Yeah, 10. I think maybe 11. I don't know, something like that. It was some weird time, but yeah, it was just so, yeah. It was a good time though. It was a fun time. It's the last time I got drunk. Have not been drunk since then.
So a third of the time of the
Yes.
VIP show.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I laughed at. I was like, God damn.
VIP has good shows, just so long.
And it's not even like I don't mind watching. I could watch wrestling for 8 hours. That's fine. It's the downtime that gets me there.
Yeah.
Oof.
So
Oof.
Yeah.
VIP is really long, but
Yeah.
they do have good shows.
They
It
do.
is long.
And they're
If they
great.
didn't
They're
have
just-
the downtime, they'd probably be a little
I
bit
think
longer than MPX.
I think the problem is the downtime's also lied to us. Oh, 15 minutes turns into 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to open the doors in 15 minutes. We're going to start in 15 minutes.
He
An
said-
hour later.
He said he can make the joke, but you can't.
Yeah, well, I'm the one who has a live mic in a show, and I'll get yelled at for it later.
No. I'll
Or
get
that's right.
yelled at.
You'll get
later.
yelled at. I
You'll-
won't.
The fuck is
So-
Kyle talking about? God.
Yeah. But I do enjoy my time at VIP.
So Greg is asking, do I like to be led or do I like to lead? I like to lead.
I was gonna say it's like
But I think it's not really like one of those things where you're leading or you're not leading. It's working together. Ultimately, like that's the goal, is to work together.
Right.
You get those leaders in there because of like their years that they've been wrestling or the years they haven't been wrestling. But the ultimate goal in a match is to work together.
yeah.
I think that was something, one of the training things I was sitting in on that Kirby had pointed out. He's like, a lot of people nowadays, they call it all before they go out. He's like, there are some people you can work with and you can just go. He's like, he's like, me and Stacy, we can go out there. We know what we're going to do. We listen to the crowd. We don't have to call shit. We can just go out there and go. And he's like, nowadays it's hard to find that, but when you do find that, it's magic.
It's true. It's true. Like Phoebe and I, like we knew when it, like we literally like would just be like, oh, we're gonna do tag shit. Oh, you're gonna do, okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And I mean, it happens like that.
Yep.
Okay, it's after 9 o'clock, so real quick, we're gonna play a game, that new segment for MPX Rehab, Push, Berry, Fire.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, Push, Berry, Fire. You know,
Okay.
it's FMK for wrestling. So, give 3 wrestlers, and we'll ask Baby D whether she would push them, bury them, or just fire them.
Oh,
God, this is going to go over so
Oh yeah,
well.
no, it's gonna. I'll admit, I was kind of hoping Jamie would be here because I'd love to hear the rants on that one. But
hold on 1 second. let me. I'm gonna call him and see if he'll answer.
I love his responsibility. You done with this shit yet?
That might be his response.
and if it is, then we'll go ahead and skip it. I guess. I mean. But yeah,
He's not answering.
not answering. He's like, nope, nuh-uh.
He's like, nope, not falling in
Unless
that.
you're messaging me to say I'm coming home. No.
He honestly might be asleep. We literally have had the longest 2 weeks ever.
Everybody
So,
has. I've had it's like I don't go to bed before 7 a.m. now at this point, and Kyle's saying he's only had about 4 hours of sleep.
Like 4 hour in the past 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, so
This is game, and this is going to be gold.
oh yeah.
Cool.
Well,
It would have been. It would have been.
someone give 3 wrestlers. God damn it.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right, so let's see.
Yeah, you didn't have any thought.
Brent.
Huh?
Phoebe, Dave, Brent.
Phoebe, Dave, Brent.
And what is it? Fire, push?
Push, Barry, fire.
Ooh. This isn't fair.
Right? This is a horrible game.
This is terrible.
Why the fuck would you think of this?
I was thinking that we were going to get big names instead, but it's like if we're going to start with those guys, then
This is terrible.
Right?
okay, I guess we
Even the big names would still be a horrible idea.
Yeah, but they'd never actually see you can see this show, so you can actually
Not even that
see
though.
it,
It's
I guess.
still.
Yeah. I don't know.
What talent wants to bury or fire someone? Like you want everyone to succeed.
Ah, that's true. That's
Jamie,
true.
on the other hand.
That's why I was wanting to do this with Jamie, but okay.
If you have Jamie here, it would have been different.
Jesus Christ! So, like for Jamie, what would it be? Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and I'm trying to think of someone else that he probably would shit all over.
Oh, jeez.
Darby Allin.
Oh yeah, he fought. I know.
Okay,
he was
I'm gonna hike into my Jamie. I'm feeding it.
trying to think who else would it
Eddie?
Kenny Omega.
be. There we
yeah.
go.
Jamie. Kenny Omega. Darby Allin.
He can't like Sammy, can he? There's bound to be something he hates.
He's okay with Sammy because he's kind of like a Texas bull.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's
true.
because Sammy's
Thing.
local.
But he's such a douche.
He is.
In real life, yeah, I can't stand him.
he is a douche.
Damn it, Patrick.
What?
That was the second that I was gonna go with.
Jamie, Richard, and Kirby. Oh.
I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that.
That's how
You gotta be
we get
kidding
fired,
me.
dude.
Tommy, Ryan, Dave.
Y'all are crazy.
Oh.
Who else is
Oh,
it?
MJ. Oh,
MJF.
MJF's good though.
No, Jamie loves MJF.
Yeah,
I was gonna
MJF
say
is
it's like I
amazing.
imagine.
Jamie loves MJF.
Yeah.
What is it? Sunny Kiss. Janela.
Oh,
or
he fucking
Danella,
hates
whatever.
Janela.
Oh yeah, he hates him.
I'm sure he loved the whole Firefoot spot.
Oh God. Oh, that was-
I sent it to him and he was like, "Why the fuck did you send this to me?"
he's a fucking idiot.
to get your reaction.
I was just like, "Babe, I just want to know how you feel." Why? You know how
no,
I feel.
that's when you should have sent it and then just slightly filmed it.
I was at work when I sent it. Yeah, there's so many guys at that he just simply does not like in AEW. He would throw like half of AEW out and just redo it all.
What are his, I'm actually curious because I enjoy them. I think they're a good tag team. Santino and Ortiz. What did you think about them?
He likes them
Yeah.
actually.
I figured because they're good.
He really did like FTR, but recently he's been saying that he feels like AEW is a cosplay show.
Yeah.
And he feels like it started with FTR. And so, like, FTR is kind of like on the side of, you're a good tag team, but you want to do cosplay shit now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of started with Brandon Cutler and his team.
Oh, yeah.
his-
Everybody hates the Young Bucks, and that is 100% sure. Jamie cannot stand them.
I hope Tony Snow isn't watching anymore.
Fucking hate you, Pat. What about Jungle Boy? So you got thoughts on him?
No. It's Luchasaurus he doesn't like.
Right.
What?
I could figure that.
He does not like Luchasaurus.
I figure it's the gimmick mainly.
It's not really, I don't think it's really the gimmick. I think that he just
doesn't like him as a
he
wrestler.
just doesn't.
Okay.
He thinks he's trash.
Yeah. Could see that too.
I thought he was okay. But
Kyle O'Reilly's phenomenal.
He does like Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole, he liked Adam Cole in NXT. He does not like Adam Cole at AEW.
It's 'cause
They don't
they
know
don't
how
know what to do with him.
Well, it's not that. It's just that basically, like, because we have this whole conversation, is that AEW has all this talent.
Yeah.
And they don't have that many TV times. So, like, you really can't do nothing but multi-man matches.
Right.
And when you get multi-man matches, like, it makes everybody look like crap.
It does.
Yeah.
So you either get 3 minutes or you get multi-man matches.
And that's the thing. It's like, oh, they have 4 shows. Yeah, but 2 of those are the the developmental thing.
Yeah.
Like literally, they have 3 hours. They have the 2 Dynamite and the 1 Rampage. So
Yeah.
it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, Wardlow. I'm not a fan. I'm not a
Wardlow.
fan of Wardlow. I think he has potential. I think they're kind of pushed it way too soon.
He's like kind of around. Warlow is kind of like that iffy, like it kind of goes back and forth. Like you like the whole thing with the MJF stuff that happened. But yeah, it's kind of like around. I'm trying to remember, like, because my problem is, like, I know people, but I don't know people. So,
Pretty sure he's not a fan of Britt Baker because
Oh,
I've met many people who do not.
he
don't
does not like Britt Baker because she comes off as a cunt.
Yes.
But she can definitely promo wise, like, he's okay with it to a point.
And I like Jade. I think Jade's good. Jade Cargill.
Jade.
That's the worst one that he can't
Really?
stand.
It's kind of like Wardlow. I think she's been pushed way too much, but it's one of those where she looks $1 million.
Yeah.
And then if you just give her time, I think she can get it because she has gotten better since the first time we've seen her.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
why
what,
I keep
that's what he
hoping
says
that,
too.
with Athena coming to AEW, that she'll dethrone Jade and Jade will be pushed back to, here, learn more. Before.
Yeah.
But that's me.
Keith, the Jade is terrible. I agree.
That and the fact that I, the hashtag certified Mark, fucking hate her manager.
Oh, Mark Sterling.
Smart Mark Sterling. It's my natural nemesis.
There's so many people that, like, when we watch the AEW show, it literally goes like this. We will sit down and Jamie's like, why the fuck are they doing this? This is dumb.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
I'll be
and
honest.
it within the first 5 minutes, and then it goes, what the hell? I'm like,
I think.
why do we watch this show?
I'll be honest. I just watched the pay-per-views at this point.
And that's what I was actually about to do was Forbidden Door because they announced some of the matches, and I know Jamie probably automatically hates it. Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. He's bound to just be like, because I feel like he doesn't like Will Ospreay already, and then Orange I feel like he's up in the air about.
I don't really know because I guess that was maybe a match that was announced last night.
Yeah, it was announced last night. And
so I
then
wasn't there when they were
It's going
watching
to be a
it.
Forbidden Door because it's one of those where it's like, Will Ospreay's gotten better. I'm not a huge fan, but I think he's gotten better. He's less spot monkey.
I was gonna say, it's like, wasn't it him and Ricochet that
that
the
broke
one that
internet,
Vader
but
was
it's
like,
wrestling
fuck
is
this
art.
noise?
But it's Will Ospreay's technically one of the biggest names New Japan has, and he's going against Orange Cassidy. It's like, while the match might be okay, it's just why not Will Ospreay versus fucking Danielson or something like?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It also might just be, he's thinking of the styles and everything like that.
Who knows? Jamie literally doesn't like. To me, the way that he says it is like people they bring in AEW brings these people in from like New Japan and stuff, and then he's like, you're bringing these people in expecting everybody to know who they are,
Right.
and that's Jamie's like whole thing with the whole Forbidden Door is like half the people that they're bringing in, most people don't know who they are,
Yeah.
unless you're just like a huge Marks fan.
Right, and then that's the thing I think that really hurt the women's division to begin with. It's because they tried to do all the Japanese women, but no American fans didn't really watch Stardom or anything like that to know who they were.
And
And they promoted 2 of them, and that was about it.
It's like they didn't do enough with the Joshi outside of the
'Cause
matches
they
to be
did,
able to.
Riho and Shida, and those were like the only 2 that they really pushed or talked about.
Yeah.
And yet they had a whole roster. So.
And it's like they could have done so much more, and then honestly, that was one of the things I agree with Riho and Shida. I think it was Riho, or was it Shida? One of them was talking about how it's like, the language barrier just really got in the way.
I think it was Rio. I think she's the one who kind of, was the first one to kind of speak out about, like, they don't really treat us right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like honestly, I think he was trying to pull an ECW with that. You know, when ECW was pulling in the lucha
when
talent,
they would bring in the
Japanese
lucha
talent.
and Japanese talent, yeah.
And it's
Well,
like-
that was Kenny Omega's thing. He really wanted to bring Stardom and you know the Joshi to America.
and that's an admirable goal, and I 100% support the idea. That just needs to be done a whole lot better than it was.
Somebody says something about. Oh, Greg said, "How do you feel about WWE possibly letting go Sasha?"
Sasha Banks.
So
Just-
I
she
don't
walked
care.
out. Go ahead and let
Yeah,
her
she
go.
worked out.
She doesn't want to be there. Let her go.
Yeah,
And
so-
honestly,
And
Pat,
with
I know you
her,
wanna,
with her doing fucking Star Wars and shit, she
Yeah.
fucking probably doesn't need
I
wrestling.
I think honestly, Sasha getting let go may be best for her. Fuck the WWE.
well, I was gonna
Best
say at
for
this
her.
point, everyone wants out of WWE right
'Cause-
now because it's
oh,
about
yeah.
to go under and be sold.
Jeez, yeah. But it's like honestly, it's like if she goes to AEW, they could push her there. You can get. I mean, they're not going to treat her a whole lot better because they.
But the problem is,
they're
if
with-
she goes
They have
to-
so much talent already,
Yeah.
and with because
Or
I
she could
still
go to
think
TNA.
the most brilliant thing she really should
not,
Impact. I think one of the most brilliant things about the MJF pipe bomb, which is one of the best work shoots ever, was he said, "You're bringing in all this extra WWE. You're bringing all this WWE let go talent, whatever he said. What's the very next match? 2 ex-WWE guys." I was like, "That's fucking brilliant. That was good booking on them. That was great."
Yeah.
Because it, drove home his point, which is what they wanted to do anyway. So,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. Because look at fucking Rusev, Miro. They brought him in, did something with him, dropped the title. Just now, recently came back after like 6-7 months
Wasn't he
because
injured,
they
though?
don't know what to do with. No, they
No?
had literally, from what I read, they literally had nothing to do with them.
yeah,
And it's kind of like Adam
because-
Cole. It's like they have this great talent, they just don't know what to do.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with half their talent.
Right.
Yeah, it's like they've got 3 or 4 guys that they really want to push, and especially the ex-WWE guys. You got,
You
you
look
know,
at fucking Hoyt. Like, why? How they're not using him, I don't get.
that man
And then
should
every
be
time they
champion
do
by
use
now.
him, he fucking gets a great match and a great feud and a great build, and then loses and is gone for months. Comes back, monster, loses, gone. Like,
Yeah.
they've done it like 4 times now, and it's like, what the fuck?
God, and that's why it's like, honestly, when the pandemic hit and you had just only a few guys in the matches and everything like that, that was fantastic. I think honestly he's overcorrecting for that now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't watch wrestling half.
Welcome to AEW Rehab.
yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
Hell, we were talking Big Fed anyway, so but
it's all good.
Baby D. Alexa Bliss, Leva Bates, Rhea Ripley, Push Berry Fire.
oh, don't do that to her.
We're still doing this. We're still trying this.
She's still trying this apparently.
Wait, Leva Bates,
Leva Bates,
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss.
Barry, Push, or Fire.
Like I said, that's just mean.
Yes. This whole game was a horrible idea.
Fire
Well,
Alexa Bliss. Why are you?
I like Alexa.
I like Alexa too, but I think at the same time, like either they don't have nothing for her, or she doesn't want to wrestle. Like it's one of those things. You know what I mean?
That's
Most
true.
likely, it's more of the on the end of they don't have nothing for her.
Yep.
So go ahead and fire her, let her go. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. I don't want
I
to
love
bury
you,
her.
Keith.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yep. No, yeah, I get it.
Sasha, Charlotte, Becky.
Well, that one's easy too.
Yeah, that's kind of easy. Like
That's pretty much already happened.
I was gonna say, it's like I know that somebody, if they happen to be watching, is gonna hate my choices on this, but
I think Cole's gone.
oh, he is.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Barry, Charlotte,
Sasha,
Push, Becky.
Charlotte, or Becky. Fire Sasha. Just get it over with.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Let the woman go on and do something else.
I think you bury Charlotte for a little while,
Yep.
and then you give the push to Becky for a little bit.
Just get her out of the frickin' David Bowie Blade Runner.
I'm kind of enjoying that.
It's just, I don't know. It throws me. It throws
Oh, I
me.
guess Michael is here.
Oh. So don't say fuck Charlotte Flair. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
wait.
All right, I think we've tortured her enough with that one, and it's
Yeah.
almost 10:30. So, or 9:30. Ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This has been actually a really great show.
Yes.
Like I
was
said,
fun.
it turned much better sound-wise, I think, than our last time attempting this.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I got a game I'm gonna play real fast.
Oh, okay.
It's a 30-second fast answer. Okay.
Okay.
Here you go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all right. Pizza or hamburgers?
Pizza.
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 Coke or Dr Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, okay. All
I have
right.
reasons for my choice.
All right. Ooh, Jamie or Paul Heyman?
Jamie.
Jamie.
That's no question.
Brock Lesnar or Roman?
Brock.
Roman.
Roman.
Brock all the time. Oh.
I got nothing against Brock. It's just like I got sick of
All
that.
right. Mustang or Camaro?
Mustang.
Mustang.
Baby D or Phoebe?
Baby,
Baby
D.
D.
All right, that's it.
Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. And this was a really great show. Thank you very much for
you.
joining
Yes.
us, Baby D. Hope Jimmy's okay and feeling okay, and
He's
doesn't
asleep
hate
on
us
the
too much
couch.
after
He's
this.
fine.
So we will see y'all later. Next week we're going to have Livy Loca here, so that'll be also fun as
that'll be fun.
well. And we will, keep it kayfabe.
See y'all Saturday.
Mark out.